Welcome as I unmute my mic. Welcome to the Knicks Call Up Show. We're going to be talking about a couple of different things tonight. Game 3, the boys in the orange and blue came through. New York City salute. We also talk about Coach Tibbs. Did that win save his job? I mean, this is the Knicks Call Up Show, guys. Feel free to call up 646-995. We're going to go in tonight. Whatever you guys want to address, but I definitely would like to massage this Coach Tibbs topic and more on the Knicks Call Up Show. Hey, welcome to the Knicks Call Up Show. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the objective fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. And you guys know the vibes, man. So look, y'all. Knicks got a big win, Game 3, like we knew they could. I was very, very happy with the game. I was happy to the point where I felt like that game, if you watched it, I felt like that game single-handedly secured Coach Tibbs' job, according to the narrative. According to the narrative. Let me just say it like that. Let me give a big-time salute to everybody in the building early. Sorry for my slight tardiness, but you guys know I'm a show up. Salute the own DO. Salute the super mod, might I not add. Salute the size 9, I see you. Salute the Yuri in the building early. Of course, Maxine, the great Maxine. How could we forget Maxine? And salute to everybody else that's tuned in. I know Crime's dad was out here early. Hold on, I do think we do got a caller. Hold on, so where's my phone system? Phone system's not responding. Give me 2 seconds. I got to reset the phone lines. But yeah, definitely keep the calls coming. 646-995-8389 as I reset my phone system. What a game. What a game, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. Keep, like I said, guys, definitely keep the calls coming. Like Maxine and own Dios would say, hit the like button, smash the like button. This is the call up show. Whoever just called, I will call you right back as soon as my phone line loads up. Let's see who was just calling. Okay. As I dial this number back. No answer. All right, let me try back. Keep the calls coming. 518, call right back. Definitely get, like Maxine says, there's 10 of us in the building. Let's get the likes up early. I think I know why the phone is acting up. Because I have it on another device, and I think that's what's tripping it up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of it on this device, and I'm going to keep it on this side. But, like I said, guys, keep the calls coming, 646-995-8389. By the way, salute to everybody that ordered a mug. We got quite a amount of mug sales for the new Bodega Cat line. I do appreciate everyone that supported. Crime's dad, definitely salute to you, brother. Oh, I got a call. Hold on. I'm gonna get back to the merch in a second. Let me just get these calls on.
Hello.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Hello? Are you there, caller? Can't hear him. Hold on. He's gonna try to get back. Let me just make sure my sound settings is right. All right. Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
Now I hear you. This is Yuri.
Hey, Yuri. Salute.
Salute.
I appreciate the persistence.
Yeah, no, I have to make sure that apparently I'm the phone tester now. Apparently, just to
Okay.
make sure your thing is working. So I'll take that assignment, no problem.
Yes. So what's going on, Yuri?
No, I
Talk
want
to me, man.
I want to talk about that tips poll that you put up because I got mixed feelings about it, even though I gave my answer on it.
Okay.
Uh, I would feel like this has saved his job personally because game two was a really bad loss. If you do think about it, we didn't even score 100 points. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the adjustments from Tibbs wasn't really there. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to not even using the double big lineup as much in game two. ISO
Right.
ball was a thing. You know, you had everybody asking if Tibbs lost the locker room or not. You know, there was a lot of noise for these past 2 days after game two. You had a lot of teammates that was a rumor spreading that they gave up on Tibbs. And you never want
Right.
to hear that, whether if you're a fan or not. You know, if you're a fan from another team, you wouldn't like to imagine someone giving up on your coach. It's not good.
It's weird that you say that. Like, this team, yes, we know that there was a lot of ups and downs, right? But this team still had way more ups than downs. And, for us to extend our win total, back to back 51 seasons, you wouldn't suspect this many fired. I mean, it's a lot of people saying to let the brother go, man. I mean, I don't know
I
what else he
understand
could
it.
do.
I
Oh, you
understand it.
understand it? Go ahead.
I understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there are times where Tibbs do have me feeling like, yo, you got to get the hell out of here sometimes. You know what I mean? With the 8-man rotations, in the regular season. Something he was usually doing 7-man rotations too in the regular season.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I get it, but the team still was very successful in terms of, once again, we spoke about this before. Expectations, right?
Or the devil.
Expectations.
Or the devil.
And I think that's part of the problem. People are expecting us to be Boston, and win 60 games or do these things, but it's a process. And I felt like game 3 gave me the confidence that Coach Tibbs is going to make the adjustments necessary for us to get to where we need to be. And definitely we can't lose to the Pistons in the first round. And,
No, we
and
can't.
that game 3 was pretty major.
Yeah, no, not only the game 3 was major because, one, you really needed this win more than anything. You had to take back home court. You had to take back home court.
Not facts.
You had to take back home court. Now you're up one game against the Pistons, right? And throughout the majority of the game, we had the lead. Detroit only had the lead for 4 minutes.
Right.
And B-Man brought up a good point too. We just paid Tibbs his extension.
Facts.
So even if we wanted to fire him, we can't let him go. I always keep forgetting about the extension. Always. So that's my fault, B-Man. But thank you for bringing it up.
Right. That's a good point. Definitely a good point. And I made reference to that too. And I feel like people, because they feel as though whatever they feel negative, regards for Coach Tibbs, they don't care. They're like, so what? He could. You of course you're gonna have to pay him what he's due on his contract, but let's bring in another coach. And salute to my man Fritz that came on last week as well. I thought he did a pretty good job in terms of expressing
Breaking
himself. And he wasn't coming from I would like to say what a lot of the anti-Coach Tibbs Hive members do, where it's just straight bias, just like there's nothing Tibbs can do to do right by this team. He more was saying that Coach Tibbs is a good coach. He's more saying that he don't think he can make the adjustments, and he doesn't think that he makes the right adjustments. And it's a fair take, but at the same time, you got to give him another year. If that is even on the table, right? We're just speculating, and a lot of the media,
guys,
they
a
put
lot of
stuff out
media
there
has
for
been making
clicks.
this a thing ever since he got on the team. Ever since Tibbs got hired as a coach.
Right.
And to be fair, right? I understand it, but I'm never gonna say fire Tibbs because that's my coach. I ride for my coach. I die with my coach. I am a Tibbs supporter. I have been basically saying I am a Tibbs supporter ever since I got on this call up. So because I think firing Tibbs is stupid. Why am I going to fire a coach that got us 50 out of 50 wins? 50 back-to-back wins. That's big. Even for our Knicks history, we never had a 50 back-to-back season since what? The early 90s?
Right. No, you're right.
And not to mention, his playoff record's finally nearing 500. Finally.
Finally. About time, right? And well, technically with the Knicks, I think it's over 500.
It's over
Well,
500, right?
Yeah. I think it's one game because we're coming into the playoffs, he was one game down. So it might be 500. It might just be 500. I'm gonna pull it up just to be on the safe side.
Pull it up just to be on the safe side because I do believe it is that. But where I stand on the Tibbs firing, I do think that Game 2 did save his job. But I will state one thing. Though. Whatever Leon Rose decides to do, I'm gonna follow Leon Rose.
Facts.
Period. End the story. Let me put that out there. If Leon Rose decides is to hang up the mantle with Tibbs, I'm going to support him on it. Just like I support Tibbs, I'm supporting Leon Rose.
Right. No, I mean, and I think that, those guys have made the moves that have been beneficial to the organization, and we've been pushing forward as an organization too. And so until I see the day where we step backwards, I have to remain optimistic. Why am I in this? It's like I'm searching for Tibbs, right? Hold on. Let me come out of here. I'm stuck in the Minnesota. I don't even know how I got there.
It doesn't matter if we're struggling with a Pistons team. This is playoff basketball.
Man, struggling with you know what? I'm glad he said that, Yuri. What happened tonight with Boston?
Oh, yeah.
What happened tonight with Boston?
Boston struggled from three tonight. They were not hitting their shots. Magic.
But did they win?
No, they actually lost. We all knew Magic was going to steal up one game eventually. We all knew.
Right. Of course. So is Boston struggling with the Magic? The great Boston Celtics? I mean, come on. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? How do I get to this guy's wiki? Hold on. Oh yeah.
Right here. A coaching record or something like that.
I got it.
The roster is getting better, right?
Yes. Facts.
And let's be honest here. Size 9. It's the playoffs. Teams are going to be playing their hardest. You think it's easy just to sweep a team?
Definitely not. And like I said, Boston's not doing it. OKC wasn't going to do it until Ja got hurt. Once Ja got hurt, OKC was going to lose that game.
Once
Ja got hurt,
that was the momentum.
That changed everything. No, that changed everything. And look, I got the numbers on the screen though for Coach Tibbs. I hate to do math, but it's 15 and what's this? 14. So 14, 15. We got 2 wins, 16, 16. So right now he's 500. Now Coach Tibbs is 500 as a Knicks coach. I'm talking about just with the Knicks. Overall, he was 38 and 47 coming into the postseason. And overall.
Mm-hmm. It took the Knicks at least 2 or 3 games to adjust how the Pistons are playing as well. You got to look at that as well. You have to look at that. I hate to say it. You got to look at that as well.
But to be honest, though, Yuri, we should be up 3-0. I mean, that game 2 was ours. It's just that, in my opinion,
we couldn't execute.
Yeah, they didn't execute. They chose to not blitz Cade. Right, and salute to J-Tab, by the way, because J-Tab got on, well, not on me, but he was, especially at the live play-by-play of the watch party that we had, he was saying that
How is
he
it
was
an
happy
excuse?
that we blitzed them. That we
Size
blitzed
nine.
Cade.
How is it an
So
excuse I'm saying that the Pistons are a more physical team than the Knicks, that the Knicks had to adjust for 3 games?
I don't think we're struggling. I wouldn't use that word. Struggling would be, you're going to a game 7.
That's
We could
struggling.
still win this in game 5.
But back on the Tibbs topic, though, I do think
Yeah.
this game has saved his job for now, anyway.
Okay.
For
So
now.
you say for now because what would put it on the hot seat?
If what would put it on a hot seat, I'm not looking
Yeah.
past. I'm not going to look past game this first round yet because I don't want to.
Okay.
Because we don't know how the first round's going to be, especially with how the series is playing out. This probably could go to game 7 if I'm
Right.
being.
Nah, I hear you. So you're saying like if it goes to game 7, because I don't think the Knicks are going to lose the series, but if it goes to game 7, that
If
could be enough to put them on the hot seat.
that could be enough to put him on a hot seat. Exactly.
Okay.
That could be enough to put him on a hot seat.
Right.
So
That makes sense.
I think that's me being fair in that and me being objective. Because I don't
Right.
want to add round 2 yet until we get past the first round.
Right. Right.
So
Right. Nah. I hear that.
I do have a rant though. I know it was in the chat. I'm gonna say this, right?
Go ahead.
Fans, I know you watch the stream. I know you watch Korean's videos. How dare you leave your team when you have 5 seconds left in the game and you're down 3? We Knicks fans will never do that. Never. Never, never, never. We Knicks fans stayed with our team. We Knicks fans grind about our team. We Knicks fans, even though we biatch about this team, we show love for our team when they deserve it. We are the real fans. There's levels to it that y'all will never understand. It's true. Y'all have suffered, just like we did. I'm not going to take that away from you. You had probably your first regular season that you did good and you're the 6th seed. Good for you. I'm very happy about that. I'm actually happy for you, coming from a fan base who we were struggling with front office after front office after front office changes. But what I saw from y'all in that game 3, you lost my respect as a fan. You never abandon your team. I don't care if there's traffic. I don't care if there's a Pizza Hut on your block that's going to close. You don't leave your team. Never. You wanted to chant F you Brunson, F you Brunson, F you Brunson, F you Brunson. All game long. And guess what happens? He shuts you up. Now you know how it feels to get Trey Young. Now you know how it feels.
I hear that. By the way, guys, if you guys want to call up, this is the Knicks Call Up Show, 646-995-8389. I see some people in the chat talking. Call up, man. Call up and speak your mind. I'm curious to hear how you guys feel. I also hear you, Yuri. You got to give these guys some grace because, they haven't been there in a while. 2016. We do got another caller, Yuri. Let me try to get this call and try to merge him in. If I don't, I'm going to get right back to you. All right. Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
Yo, it's Simon. Dork.
How's it going? Do you want to talk to Yuri? Because I seen you in the chat.
Look, man, I'm not trying to start a debate. Okay. I just, we're the objective Knicks fan, right? So
let's go.
We got to have, both sides fairly represented. So
okay. So do you want to merge them or you just want to cook?
Let me go off for a second if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing.
Okay, so the last game we played against the Pistons, not the most recent one, the one before that, The Knicks tied their season low score for the year. And the last game that it was in the regular season was against the Rockets, which is almost like a Detroit, people might say. You know,
Right.
they're young, physical. I thought you have the same brother on both teams, you know. This like there's just so many things with Tibbs that to me it's plainly obvious he cannot achieve that level as a coach. Time and time and time again, I've had that belief and been shown and proven right, especially this year. Especially this year, and especially more so in light of how the team has been playing since the last game. People have been begging for freaking Cat and JB to have some kind of synergy all season. And why did it take till the third game of the playoff series to start seeing some fucking JB and Cat actions together? Like, it's nonsense, bro. People have been saying this all season. And finally, when he's backed into a corner, forced against his will, then he brings out, oh, do we have the double big lineup? It's like the most obvious things in the world that anyone would do as a coach. And we celebrate him as the mastermind genius of basketball for doing it. He kept the hot hand in. Oh, my God, what a genius. He benched a player in the fourth to start. Like, these are things that anyone would do. It's like there's a level beyond that I don't think he has. I have not seen it. I'll end my playing quickly with this, but one fact that I love is the Timberwolves under Tibbs were the worst fourth quarter team in the NBA by far under his tenure. I think that, like, it's been a thing this year. You see the third, fourth quarter it starts to get wobbly. Like, there's no solid wins. I think it's inherent to his coaching style that, like, that ends up being the case, and he's inclined, therefore, his instinct is always leave the starters in longer, just double down on his strategy. He wastes a roster, bro. Sorry, I could go on. I just
No. Hey, listen, man. This is the next call-up show. Listen, you're supposed to go on, but I do want you to answer the question though. Did this win save his job in your opinion? I know you're not too fond.
Hell no.
Okay.
Why?
So
because
he be on the hot seat, or
it should have been this way all year. Why did it take to the third game, bro? Especially in this series. Like, I've literally heard Knicks Pistons content creators go on their thing and say, the Pistons' Achilles heel is a stretch five. And you don't have to be a basketball super genius to see that. Jalen Duren is not a good perimeter defender. Who are they going to have to guard Cat? Like, these are things that are, like, simple and plain that, like, anybody would realize and exploit in a playoff series. But, like, Tibbs is just not that gifted when it comes to, like, offensive scheming, and his defensive stuff is outdated. If the Pistons were shooting decently from three in these games, we would be destroyed. We'd be down 3-0. Legit. Like, we got lucky, bro, in some of these games that they were shooting so bad.
Wait, hold on. But, they've been shooting pretty well from three. Last night, they shot 47%. The first game, they shot 46% from three. I was concerned about that because we know when opposing teams shoot the lights out against the Knicks,
that bad.
Spells trouble.
But, okay, the weird thing, for example, is I think Tim Hardaway Jr. went 0 of 8 from 2 and 0 of 6 from 3 in the second game, and they still won. Right. And Tobias Harris, like, barely scored. And in the third game, Tobias Harris had, like, I don't know, in 32 minutes, like 5 points or some shit like that. Like, he went really
scored
long.
2.
And Malik Beasley has not been shooting well. Game 2, he didn't shoot well. In game 3, again, he didn't shoot well. And he's usually like an above average shooter. So, like, yeah. Even Cade shooting below his average, which you could credit to Mikal and OG. But I'm just saying, like, Malik Beasley, who's like their go-to, you can say like a DiVincenzo type guy off the bench for them, has not been hitting his shots at all. Also we've have Deuce is like completely underperformed. Look, the original point, bro. Like, just because he does the obvious, like, level 1 offensive thing you would do to have an advantage in the series, does that save his job? No, bro. Get to the finals. There's the entire team healthy this year, which is a miracle going into the playoffs that he has everyone healthy. You've played these people more minutes than anybody else on planet Earth conceivably would. How could you not win? I don't understand. If the Magic can get a game off the Celtics and the Knicks can't, bro, that's not good.
Well, yeah, we gonna get to that. I can't wait for that series. But so all right. So but I understand you don't want Coach Tibbs here. I get that. I'm not even debating that. I don't even want to debate. But I do want to know, will he be back next year? I know you don't think he should be, but I know you're saying with the politics behind it all. I mean, more than likely, I mean, we're definitely going to beat Detroit. I don't see a world where we don't beat them, but
I wouldn't assume, bro. It could be a long series. Who knows?
Well, I mean, Game 4 is going to be the toughest game. We'll see what happens. If we lose that game, of course, it'll be extended to a 6-game series, which is crazy to me, but it definitely is a possibility, right? I can't act like it's not. Yeah. But we get past Detroit. Now we're going up against the mighty, mighty Celtics. If we get swept, you think that should be enough cause for him to be up out of there, right?
Wouldn't that be enough for you? Sweep in the regular season and the playoffs is crazy.
I can't even foresee that happening. But if it did happen, I think that I wouldn't say fire him. I would say definitely hot seat for sure.
Why not? Why isn't that? That's ridiculous. That's such a crazy low level of performance.
Only reason why, is because I feel like he deserves one more year with this group over the summer.
Here's why I don't agree. Here's why I don't agree with that, because I understand the point.
Okay.
What Boston did last year is exactly the same. They brought in KP, that's our cat. They brought in Drew Holiday, that's our Mikal Bridges. And they went and won a chip. No, it's not 100% the exact same thing, but to bring in 2 new people to starting unit in the same positions, by the way, yes. They brought in 2 new people to their core, and they played great basketball, and they won. They had longer-term building, but,
I would give a slight pushback that Boston, the rest of those pieces, Derek White, Pritchard,
they're way better.
Not only that, but they've been there, those guys. Al Horford, a lot of their key core guys still been there. So when they got the 2 new pieces, everybody else was core guys. This Knicks team is completely brand new. The only people that has been there is Deuce McBride and Mitch. Jalen Brunson's only been here for now. This is his 3rd year. Josh Hart came 2.5 years. So this is a very brand new mixed team. So my logic is give Tibbs one more offseason to see if he can make the adjustments. No. Now, if he can't make the adjustment,
I don't agree.
This team doesn't get over the hump. No, I'm landing my plane soon. If this team doesn't get over the hump next season, meaning beyond the 2nd round or do something worth substance, that's when I would say, hey, it's time to get, because he clearly can't make the right chances. But because this is a brand new team, and also Bridges is not on Holiday's level.
No, I agree. I'm not saying that they're the same skill level where they're not even close. Mm-hmm. Boy, would that be nice. But no,
man, if they were, oh my God, now we're talking about something different. But
I feel like that I've already seen enough from him. Like, he squanders we have this term, Tibbs guys, which is how many people that are even a quote-unquote Tibbs guy, like, that could play for him, would he even play? And then he would get along with, and he wouldn't yank them for, like, there's so few people in the world who can realistically play for Tom Thibodeau that are good at basketball on a professional level, anywhere on the planet, any one point in time, is mind-boggling. You could give him the best freaking players ever, and he would let them ride the bench. For example, okay, there was this, and this is because I've looked into this, because it's such a historical thing that doesn't change with him. That's my main reservation, is I don't see the evidence of change on these key flaws. Doc Rivers, unfortunately, at the time that I'm talking about, his dad died while the Raptors were in the playoffs. So Tibbs had to coach a few games, and he had on his bench Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, and Podol. So those are 3 pretty decent players. Didn't use any of them. Doesn't matter who he's given, what the need of it. Like, he will never use a bench, bro. He will never use, never develop, and it's a limitation. That's part of why. What's the reason you have to die on this hill? If you never use the bench, they play 1,000 minutes. Where's the proof that this is the genius strategy to win basketball? Is the only one that figured it out? That you play your starters 10 times more than everybody else and you win? No. First of all, if it worked, everybody else would be doing. And if it worked, he would have won already by now. It's not like he ever tried before when he placed only starters 10,000 minutes. No. And then the talent's not enough. It's never enough. Who could win with him? It's just like I only see excuses and conundrums and paradoxes that there's no reason to defend. The 3-point defense is abysmal this year. He treats the 3-point line on a myth like it's a myth on defense and offense. It's unbelievable the things this coach gets away with. The bar is so low for him. Sorry, it's like I'm yapping, but like it's on the wall. It's like the elephant in the room to me is this guy's ability to coach. Sorry.
All right, man. Listen, man. I got another call. I appreciate you calling in, brother. Anytime you want to call in, please call in, Rex. Please.
My bad. I was exasperated.
Nah, you good, man. I'm gonna get this next call.
Can't stand this coach.
Salute. Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
Hello, this is Fritz. Just checking in.
Hey,
Hey,
listen, guys. Before you get off, Fritz, the numbers are not saved. I gotta resave everybody's number. My system got reset, so don't think I'm acting funny if I don't remember your number. But salute, Fritz. What's going on, brother?
Hey, not much. I heard the last caller. I agree. I agree with the last caller. The bar is different for Thibodeau. Like they I guess Tibbs family, and sometimes you might have that nephew who messes up, but like he gets more chances than other people. I don't know. I don't know at this point. We haven't seen elite coaching. He absolutely dropped the ball game too. I mean, for me, that sealed it. Actually, for me, that sealed it. Like, for me, he's in Budenholzer mode. 2023, Budenholzer. Yo, you win the whole thing, you keep your job. You don't win the whole thing. We got a nice package for you on your way out.
Okay. So
I mean, I don't know. One, can you honestly say he's been giving you elite coaching this year?
I wouldn't say elite coaching. I would say that the roster is a brand new roster.
I know,
I would say
besides the roster, not how the roster responds, but the coaching itself, not the roster. His coaching, his part of the equation. Has he been giving you elite coaching?
I wouldn't use the word elite because I feel like there's probably only one or two elite coaches, right? I think Joe Mazzulla is an elite coach. I outside of him, I don't know if there's any other elite coaches out there. Kenny Atkinson is a really good coach, but he has to show that he's elite, and we'll see this year in the playoffs if he can get the Cavs to the finals. But I think that I would say that Coach Tibbs, he has shown that he could make adjustments, right? And as far as the bench is concerned, because I'm not sure if I wanted to respond to Simon who just called, but I'm just going to throw this comment in and I'm going to let you flow. People are making a big deal about minutes and bench, but they forget the fact that our bench was beat up all year. Mitchell Robinson only played 16 games. Yes, play the young guys, play Ariel, play all of this. I was the first one to say Ariel should play, so I understand that, yes, there are other players that he should have gave time to, especially early in the year. At the same time, his guys that he trusts weren't there. So he leaned on the starters more. And also, salute to my man Keith, because he says this. He says that it's good that the starters played a little bit more minutes earlier in the year. Now, he shouldn't have did it for 82 games, but remember, it's a brand new team. It was an opportunity for them to gain some chemistry and learn each other's habits. And Jalen Brunson said it in the press conference. He said, thank God Coach Tibbs played me so much. So now the minutes I get now, I'm used to it, right? And it was kind of a joke, but I do think there's a value in these guys being battle tested, playing a lot of minutes. It's nothing to them. They've been doing it all year. And also this whole notion that guys get hurt because of Tibbs in minutes, I mean, that has been debunked. There's no truth to it. But in terms of the elite coach, and to answer your question, I would say no, but I would also say there's probably only one elite coach out there, and his name is Joe Mazzulla. Oh, and the guy from OKC is good too, but we still got to see him, what he does, late in the later rounds.
So you're talking about giving him a 6th year?
Yes, in total, but another year with this team, one more year with this team.
I know.
If we go to the second round next year, he's out of here. To all my anti-Tibbs people, how about that?
Nah, for me, I can't burn I can't burn a championship level roster when I don't have a championship level coach. He earned 1 year, and I think this is the 1 year. You have one shot with an NBA championship level roster, and if you can't get it done, I'm gonna get somebody who can. I think that's where we are. I think this is his one chance. He had 5 years. I think he had. It's a different roster, but nothing has said that he's an elite coach. When adjustments come, slow to adjust. You got other coaches. You hit Missoula with a change. Missoula's gonna adjust.
Nah, that's a fact.
You hit Spoelstra with a change. Spoelstra's gonna adjust. The coaches you talk about who are elite, you hit them with a change, they're gonna adjust. If you're not, I'll give you 1 year. This is the year. I think it's Budenholzer 2023. You win or you go home.
I wouldn't say Spoelstra's an elite coach, but that's another topic. I don't even want to get into that.
Really?
But yeah, I wouldn't say Spoelstra's an elite coach. I wouldn't say. Say it. But
you know one thing about Spoelstra?
What's that?
As many years as Spoelstra has, and they didn't have a ideal year, nobody would say he should leave. It's not even a question if he should leave with the fans.
Oh, okay. Well,
because the type of coach he is, he's such an elite coach that the coach wouldn't, even on a down year, they wouldn't question his ability. Tibbs' ability has been questioned since day one.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it on Tibbs. I could go in on Spoelstra and the same way you could go on Tibbs, I could go in on Spoelstra. But
I know, but
this
like
is
the question, but there's not a lot of people. People aren't gonna say, "Hey, it's Spoelstra's time." Like,
maybe you know what? Maybe Steve Kerr might be an elite coach. Maybe Steve Kerr. I think I might give him the elite coach title. Even though he does things that kind of make you wonder, like, what the hell are you doing? But at the same time, he does have championships, and he's kind of effective. Especially the last year they won the championship. I felt like that a lot of that was him, but that's a whole nother topic.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, to really like answer the question, I know you're not for Tibbs. I get it.
No, I don't hate him. Like, I don't hate him. I think he's
of course.
He's a good coach.
Of course.
He's
a good coach. No, I got you. You're just saying you wanted to get to the championship. You're trying to get to a championship.
It's championship. Like, good ain't enough.
Good ain't enough.
Winning despite the coach's decisions, I wouldn't be happy. Like, I need a coach who can take us to the next level. I don't need a coach to be just in the driver's seat when we win.
So do you buy that the rumors, or not the rumors, but like people, I'm not sure if it's rumors, but like people speculate that Tibbs is on the hot seat? Yeah. Do you think that that hot seat is real?
Yeah, it has to be. Like, I don't. Okay. If you were a sane person, there's probably more pressure, because if there wasn't that that relationship, that friend relationship between Leon and Tibbs, I don't think he would be here without that relationship.
Okay.
I don't think he would have been here. I think he would have been gone he would have been gone last year in December.
Ooh. Or even, what about the Kemba year? What about that Kemba year? That would have been a great year too, to get rid of him.
He might have got rid of them. Like, I don't think if it wasn't such a tight bond between those two people, I don't think he would be here. And I don't think if he lost in the first or second round, I don't even think there's a way he can even justify it.
Right. So the hot seat that you feel that exists, do you feel like he at least saved himself from that hot seat? Not your hot seat, but like the hot seat that they were projecting, like of the first round. If he doesn't get out the first, because that's really what they were saying. Like, if he doesn't get out of the first round, his job is in jeopardy.
I think it's on to the finals. It's
Oh,
on to his
okay,
finals.
got it.
And what I
So,
saw
so that's the
in
hot seat that you believe, not just your hot seat, the
yeah,
hot seat
I
that.
think he has to
Okay,
win. I think he has to win it all. And not only
copy.
that, what I saw in game 2, we should have never seen that. Like it should. That's something like you should never seen. That was bad basketball.
Yeah.
That was just bad basketball, and it wasn't like hey for a couple minutes. It was bad basketball for a whole half.
Right. No, I got you. I
And
got
it
you.
wasn't you could
Uh,
just say, oh, it's just players didn't execute. No, it was just bad. It was a bad setup from go.
I agree that I think in terms of the strategy of not blitzing Cade in game 2, why go away from that? Like I didn't understand that at all. I
And then
felt like,
the ice, like
mhm.
offensively, like Tibbs offensively, like always for me, always been lacking. Always, it's the play calling always been lacking from Tibbs. Even when we had going back to when we had the young kids, some of the decisions, it was like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing it? As yeah, I just don't think he's the guy for the modern NBA, for the modern
Mm.
team. I think the second we drop Tibbs, another team will pick him up because I think he is a floor raiser, but he
You
is
think
not.
so? Because a lot of guys think this would be his last rodeo because of his
No, he's
age.
only like 60. He's only like 65. Like I think somebody, what Orlando, another team will definitely grab Tibbs. He's gonna raise floor, but they're not gonna win the championship.
All right, man. All right, man. I appreciate you calling up, Fritz. Yo,
All
Fritz,
right, no
man, you the
problem. Anytime, bro.
brother. You be on the money with your takes, man. Anytime you want to call up, brother,
All right.
feel
All
free. If you
right.
hear something that triggers you, man, just call up.
All right. Catch you later. All right.
All
Bye.
right, man. Salute. That was Fritz in the building. I do got another call. Keep the calls coming. 646-995-8389. Hey, Yuri.
Yeah, I'm back.
Let's
All
go,
I'm gonna
man.
say to the
It's been a
anti-fire.
lot of tips. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go. We need
I
to get
actually
some more
want to.
positive tips
Yeah.
going on. Let's go.
I actually want to smoke today. I actually want smoke today. Some no soup. I actually want smoke. So if y'all want to call up. I'm right here.
I tried to merge you in with Simon, but he didn't want to. He wanted to get his call out. So, but you could respond though.
So I'm gonna respond to all of them. When was the
Yeah.
last time the Knicks had a winning record without Tibbs? You were 17-65. You were 30-51. You were 23-50 wins. You were below 500 for the past whole decade. Not one, not two, not three, not four. You were under 500 for the past decade.
You're right. Yeah.
And the minute that Tibbs gets into the Knicks, he establishes a winning culture. Is it the
Facts.
fact? Is his coaching methods unreal? Yes, I agree with you on that, 100%. I don't like the way he coaches. I've been against the 8-man rotation ever since the season started and ever since he came in. I hate it with a burning passion.
Yeah.
But we haven't had our winning seasons since he came in. This team got put together in the middle of summer. We had Cat, we had Mikal. We lost our core guys. We lost Julius, we lost iHeart, and we lost Dante just together. Was game 2 trash? Yes, 100%. I'm not going to deny that.
No, facts.
Game
Facts.
2 was trash, and I was against Tibbs on that very game. But y'all gotta understand, playoffs is all about adjustment. You make one adjustment, the other team is going to make adjustment in the next game. It's not always going to be one lane. And why we're talking about firing a coach, for God's sakes? Shouldn't we blame the players as well? I wasn't thinking about firing a coach in game 2.
Yeah, I don't understand the firing the coach. I'm trying. I get what Fritz is saying, but I still don't see why you fire a guy who, has given you the success and he's been doing more each year. And to be honest, guys, y'all should wait. Like they should wait till after the playoffs. Let's see Boston beat us, and then say fire to. We could still beat Boston. And I tell you this much: if we beat Boston, we definitely could beat Cleveland. I'm just going to, if you get past the mighty, mighty Celtics, I don't think nobody else is stopping you. Maybe OKC if they could get there. Outside of that, I don't think nobody else is going to be able to stop you. So the season's not even over. I just feel like the whole hot seat thing, the only reason why I entertained the question, Yuri, is because it's been out there.
Yeah, and Ian Begley started that whole thing.
Ian Begley did put out some stuff on that. But Knicks fans, I mean, y'all been really hard on Coach Tibbs. And so when I made this topic up, I just was playing off the Ian Begley stuff, hot seats talk. I don't really feel that way.
I don't feel like he's on a hot seat at all, to tell you the truth.
I think Keith said it, right? I think Keith said this, Yuri.
Yeah.
Even if he lost in the first round, Tibbs probably won't even be on the hot seat. Imagine that. Imagine that to all the anti-Tibbs, however. Even if he lost in the first round, which I don't think he will, I still don't think he would be on the hot seat.
I don't
because
think so
you got to give him another. You got to give him. Listen, it's a brand new team. You traded your roster. Your whole roster is brand new. You got to give him another year. I don't think that would be fair to bring in somebody else so they can get a fresh start with this roster, right? And salute to somebody in the chat. Can't remember who it was. But they put up
Big Dog.
the fact of the
Just
Big Dog. Big Dog got a good point too. Salute the Big Dog Toast Sports, by the way. But no, somebody else put up something earlier saying that the 2017 Timberwolves team, I mean, you had Taj Gibson and that team wasn't that good. Like those teams in Minnesota wasn't championship contender caliber teams. Let's not act like they were, right? This is the first time Coach Tibbs, but maybe the Bulls teams, the 60-win Bulls team was pretty good. But, they dealt with injuries. But this is probably the best team that Coach Tibbs has ever coached, right? So you got to give him another year to see if he can make the adjustments. Now, if this team regresses, he has to get up out of there next year. If this team, is struggling and becomes
if they fall to the play-in, get him out of here.
Right. Then you got to get him out of here. But if this team excels the way I think they could, because yes, Coach Tibbs, there are adjustments we wish that he could make. But he does make adjustments. And to me, game 3, he made some adjustments. Went to Cat early to the point where I was going to put this in the Discord server. I was going to say, man, Cat is kind of forcing it, because he missed a couple of his first shots. But after a while, he settled in and it got him going. And, you got to let the best shooting big man in NBA history, you got to let him work it out. Let him get shots because eventually it's going to drop. So, oh, by the way, salute to Keith. Wow, I just was talking about you, Keith. Salute to you, Keith. If you want to call up, Keith.
And I'm going to say it one more time. And
yeah.
The fact is that we're back to winning again. We're finding a long-term sustainable winning team. LTSSW, long-term sustainable winning. We're finally back to a winning culture.
Right.
And I'm going to get rid of a coach for that?
You're right.
That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And who I blame.
When they talk about Malone, though, Yuri, when they talk about Malone and Budenholzer, or however you say his name, they've been regressing. It wasn't like they've been progressing and then they got fired. Malone won the championship and he's regressed ever since. Right? So get him up out of there, right? Coach Tibbs hasn't regressed, but go ahead.
Sandman, I don't love second round exits. Matter of fact, I hate it. But I don't think firing a coach is everyone's first answer.
Facts. I agree with that. HRM the Great says he had a whole season to figure his stack team out. Hey, and you know what? HRM the Great, by the way, salute to HRM the Great. He also got a mug too, by the way. But to be fair, HRM the Great, he still can. The playoffs just started, guys. I'm only having this conversation because this has been the talk out there. I feel like Coach Tibbs is not on the hot seat. And I don't feel like this game saved his job.
It doesn't matter if I love Thibodeau or not. I'm just entertaining the talk.
Yeah, man, we got to because this is what is out there. And salute to everybody in the chat. Definitely hit that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you are a subscriber, consider joining the channel, man. But yeah, I mean, Yuri, we got to stand up for Coach Tibbs. I'm surprised Trevor ain't called up. You know? Because I was going to get on Trevor. I was waiting for Trevor to call in because, I was going to say, did you like his down the stretch decision making?
And I got to say one thing, too. Mm-hmm. The minute we made the change to our roster, did anybody expect us to win a chip in year one? I'm asking in the chat that. Did anybody expect us to win a chip? Because I knew.
Hold on, Yuri. I'm going to definitely merge you on this call. I think this is Fritz calling back. I'm going to merge him in. Hello?
It's Keith.
Oh, this is Keith. Oh, okay. You got the same Eric as Fritz. I'm going to merge you in with Yuri. Hey, Yuri, I got Keith on the line.
Yo, Keith.
What's
going on, Keith? Talk to us, man. How you feeling, man? How's your back?
A lot better today.
That's great.
I actually moved out. I was actually out working today, so not bad at all.
Nice.
I got one question. See if anybody knows the significance of this number. And I know everybody. Well, I know you'll understand it. The number 8. Know what the significance of that number is? That is the amount of games that the team has had at full strength since the team was assembled. 8.
Wait, it's been 8?
It's 8 games. 3 games during the playoffs and 5 in the regular season.
Good point.
That's 8 games. So that's all. I mean, so just give it a little time. We all expected the bridge jumpers after every loss and everything else, and
oh yeah, they always jump off the trip. They always.
Right. And you mentioned right before I came on, you mentioned about who expected the team to win in year one. I expected us to do pretty well, and I still say it depends on how we leave the playoffs. Which kind of determine how I feel about the season. But
right.
I don't expect us to win a championship in year one. What team has?
The only team I can think of
parts
is the 2008 Boston Celtics. That's the only team.
But that's the Celtics.
And was that the first year or was it the second year?
No, that was the first year. For sure it was the first year. Yeah, and they struggled to get there. Every series went to Game 7.
Yeah, that's right. Every series was a 7 game.
Every series went to Game 7, bro. Like, they fought to get that championship, man. And wasn't that the year when Bynum got hurt?
For the Lakers.
Yeah, for the Lakers.
Yeah.
I think that was the year Bynum was.
That was his last year, I think. Because they got Gasol afterwards, didn't they?
No, but I think they had Gasol with Bynum. I think.
So they traded. They let him go to Philly the year after.
You guys.
Nah, Bynum was there. It was the big.
No, I'm saying he was there for that, but because he was in Philly afterwards.
I think that was after the fact.
I want to bring up something too.
Yeah, don't mind. Go ahead.
I want to bring up something too. Yeah. So I'm going to entertain a conversation again, and then I'm going to move on to a different topic. I want to talk about the game actually from Game 3. So I want to ask Kat this. I'm going to entertain it. If Tibbs doesn't get what doesn't get us what we want, right? Say next year or this year before that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say they move him to the front office, how are you going to react? That's what I want to ask the chat.
I think that's pretty determined. I mean, that's to me. I think that's the really the only way he's gonna go out. I don't. He's not getting fired. Everybody that keeps thinking he's gonna get fired or he's gonna be on the hot seat, he's not getting fired. I mean, there's no way that's happening. And the only way that It's just not going to happen. We could come back and lose this series 4 games to 2. I'm not saying he wouldn't be on the hot seat next year, but he still wouldn't get fired this year. There's nothing he can do that's going to get him fired this year. This
I agree with
offseason,
that.
there's nothing that's going to happen that's going to cause the Knicks to not start next season with Tom Thibodeau as their head coach. And even if he screws it up, I still don't think he gets fired. I think that exactly what you described happens. He, for whatever reason, they'll come up with something, whether it's
Right.
time, age or whatever. They'll come up with some excuse or some reason.
The Jeff Van Gundy. They'll Jeff Van Gundy him.
Yeah,
they'll Jeff Van Gundy.
Just like that. They'll bring him on
he'll
to the
step
front
down.
office.
And he'll step down or step to the side, whatever it is.
Exactly. But he's not getting fired. Not at all. And he's going to leave on his own term. He's going to finish that contract. I know that, whether it's in the front office or on the bench, he's going to finish that contract.
But real quickly, though, see, I got Andrew Bynum on the screen right quick. I got him on the screen right quick. He played the 2012 with the Lakers. Just wanted to let you know, Keith.
Okay.
I'll agree with you.
But go ahead.
As long as Thibodeau is not making any basketball decisions or gets involved with coaching, he can be in a head. He's going to be. I think they're not going to give him that kind of power. I don't think they're going to give him that kind of power.
You see the S word they come up for Tibbs?
I'm not trying to get
the Ishbido. I'm not trying to. The Ishbido. They stay putting that on all the chat.
Yeah, you gotta give credit for that to Sandman. But yeah, no.
Sandman started that? Okay.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people tripping over them with the F.U. Brunson. I don't see how
that ain't nothing.
Knicks fan. That's what I'm saying. I don't see how any Knicks fan can actually get in their feelings about that at all. I mean, I heard. I was listening to a couple of pods, and I heard a couple of people saying that. I was like, "Come on, man." I mean, I don't usually call in the other shows and stuff really, or not many.
Right.
So I didn't call in, but I'm sitting there the whole time listening to it. Like, you got to be kidding me! Have we forgotten Trae Young? And this ain't new. It ain't like we just did it the first time this year. We started this years ago.
Listen, Keith, we in the playoff series against the Pacers last year, Game 5. I was outside the Garden. They yelling F. Trae Young. We not even playing Atlanta.
We're not even playing them. Yes.
Yo, you gotta love New York, man. But I'm mad. You know why I'm mad though, Keith?
It's so bad. We're doing it to announcers. Remember when Reggie Miller was there?
Oh yeah. That was a little OD. That was OD. That was a little OD because he ain't playing
I
no
was
more.
laughing. I was like,
that was crazy.
Say this, but say F you.
But you know why I'm mad though? Why Detroit think they doing something though? Like that's just gonna fuel Brunson. You think Brunson gonna count? Yeah. This is Detroit. We're not in the Mecca somewhere. Come on, dude.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you what. When we do it to Trae, I'm the whole time like, shut up. Don't do that.
Yeah, right.
Why do you give this guy's a superstar when he wants to be? Don't give him a reason to blow up. Why? Shut up.
That's fuel for Trae. He likes that.
Yeah. There's certain players where, you actually wake them up doing crap like that. And if you looked at Jalen, the way he was playing, they kept showing him during the game, the little close-ups.
Yeah.
Jalen got he was locked in yesterday.
Jalen got with the fans. He hit that last shot. He let him hear it.
Listen, man, Jalen he comes from Mamba mentality. You do remember that. He comes from the Mamba mentality school. You play with Jalen if you want. Give that man fuel. He tried to be humble and all that nice stuff. Yeah, okay. Get him fired up.
Yeah.
He'll drop 60 on you like it's nothing. Put your best defender. Every time I see Tobias Harris guard Brunson, I say, that's a guaranteed bucket. It's a guaranteed bucket. I'm like, put Tobias back on him, please.
I do like the matchup.
I want to respond to somebody in the comment that said, these are the same fans that think Brunson can do no wound in Game 2. Yo, listen. Game 2, I criticized Brunson, actually. I let Brunson have it. I let him have it.
I mean, anybody that really, from my opinion, any basketball fan, not even a Knicks fan, any basketball fan or that really follows the game, should have been given Brunson, a bad, as far as a grade on the game, it was a very poor grade. There's no way he's supposed to get. No one on a team that has Karl Anthony Towns is supposed to get more than twice the amount of shot attempts as he does. There's no team in the NBA that has Karl Anthony Towns on it where any other player should have twice as many shots as him. It doesn't even matter who the best player on the team is in this particular series. That's the biggest mismatch across the board at any position, under any scenario. Cat is the biggest mismatch on the court. And during this series, in my opinion, he should have more shots than anybody in this series, frankly, because he's the biggest mismatch. There's absolutely nothing that Detroit can do to stop him without fouling out.
And that's where and you know what I put that blame on? I put that on Jalen and Cat. I put that on Jalen and Cat.
I put it on. Right. I say it's a three-way split, and it's a three-way split between him, Tibbs, and Jalen Brunson. Because number one, you tell me a team historically that has a dominant big man that at no point in time stops and says, "Give me the damn ball." That happens. I mean, in any superstar player, at some point you say, "Look, enough's enough. Give me the ball." You demand the ball. And if he doesn't do it and Jalen's not doing it, then Tibbs call a timeout and just tell him, hey, look.
Facts.
Give him the ball. Cat.
That's a good point.
There's all three of them take blame in it.
And here's the thing.
All three for sure.
In the press conference the day before the game, Tibbs said that he had a private conversation with Jalen. Media asked about it. Can you tell us what that conversation was? No, that's between me and Jalen.
Of course not.
Because here's the thing about you anti-Tibbs hive. Tibbs actually looks out for his players. He called out Cat too. Fact. And guess what Cat did? He had the most rebounds in that series.
Yep.
So yes, he does make adjustments.
He definitely makes adjustments. And to any anti-Tib hive person, if y'all want to debate the game 3 adjustments, I could point out every single adjustment he made. But I do want to talk about the game 2 real quickly because I'm not gonna put it all on Brunson. I like the way Brunson played. I'm not gonna lie. If y'all dudes ain't hitting no shots and Cat, you not calling for the ball, somebody got to score. OG went 1 for 5. We not gonna act like dudes was inefficient. Josh Hart, he's scared to shoot the ball when he get the ball. Cat acting like he don't want the ball, right? I mean, he's getting the ball. But to be another thing too with Cat in that game, he was double teamed a lot, and he was passing the ball out the way you're supposed to. So that also cut into his shots. That's why I agree with Keith said. I agree with Keith said. Is all three of them fault? You could divvy that up. But the reason, and I did the review on that game too, by the way. I recorded that on Tuesday where I actually broke down. I just went through all my notes of the game and I broke down what happened. The reason why we lost the game, and I'm glad that Coach Tibbs, and salute to J-Tap because he called it out. Why didn't stop blitzing Cade? And I said because everybody was getting open shots. That was the difference. You allowed Tim Hardaway Jr. to beat you.
Yep.
Let Tobias Harris beat you. Right? Let them other dudes beat you because Cade Cunningham proved that he can beat you. So you got to blitz him, shut him down.
I never understood why he went away from that. That will be the one thing I criticize him on.
That's the one. I didn't understand that either. And that's the real reason why we lost game 2. And they out-hustled us on the glass. The glass is so important. All we have to, if we could rebound, that takes away half of the Pistons offense because they want to run in transition. They don't care about quality possessions. They want quantity. They want as many possessions as they can get because in the half court, they're trash. They're probably one of the worst half court teams. Maybe not worse as the Magic. The Magic is definitely the worst half court team in the playoffs. I would put the Pistons right behind the Magic. I'm talking about in half court offense. They have no half court offense. All they want to do is run pick and roll with Cade Cunningham. That's why if you blitz it, you can shut it down. But now here's what you got to live with. Them guys going to get open threes.
Yep.
And they've been hitting them open threes, but they're not going to beat you. I have no faith that Tim Hardaway is going to beat me. right? Schroeder hit some big shots, but that was Cade that got them rolling, and then Schroeder came in down the stretch and hit some big shots. But Cade was really carrying Detroit that game too, right? So you don't want Cade going off. You want Cade dishing it off, right? And let these guys who never did nothing in the playoffs beat you. Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr., let these dudes beat you because they're not going to be able to beat you. Blitz Cade. That's the key. But go ahead.
I'm gonna call out the fan base too. Everyone wants to talk about fire Tibbs, right? Worrying about other teams. We're worrying about other teams. Why are we worrying about other teams? Because and I gotta point this out too, because in the regular season, right? When Detroit actually beat Boston, they held them under 100 points. I can't remember what the exact score was. But someone said this is why I say we should fire Tibbs, because if Detroit can beat Boston, why can't we? I'm like, are you out of your damn mind? Like, seriously, do you know how unintelligent you sound when you say that?
You're not talking about nobody in the chat, are you?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay, cool.
You just hear that a lot with. I mean, you can turn on to any Nick content creator, and when they start reading the chats, you get the select group that then it's always the same ones that there's nothing you can say, there's nothing Tibbs is going to be able to do when you've got your. I mean, and I don't mean to get political, but it's like if you're a Trump supporter or you're not. There's no in between, and there's no if a person is set in their ways and how they feel about the man, you're not gonna be able to talk them out of it. So it's the same logic as it relates to Tibbs. If you got these guys or this select few people out there that no matter what, Tibbs ain't gonna be able to
and the only reason
earn
why
his
Game
job.
2 was close, Nick Yak brought up a good point. The only reason why Game 2 was close was Tim Hardaway Jr. turned on Reggie Miller mode in that last minute in the game. Tim Hardaway Jr. and Tobias Harris went Reggie Miller mode. Can we all agree to that?
Well, Tobias in the first
I
half.
wouldn't put Tobias in that. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah. And I'm be honest with you, during that whole thing, I'm actually happy. I'm like, yeah, y'all keep leaning on Tobias.
Yeah, because he's not going to beat you in the fourth quarter.
He's not going to beat you, exactly.
He's not going to beat you.
I was upset in the third quarter when they kind of went away from him.
Yes, yes.
I really was. I was kind of ticked off that they went away from him in the third quarter because I'm like, the more he does, the less anybody else is going to do. And when it comes time for somebody else to be able to have to do something and not going to be able to, feed him the ball. Let Tobias give us 30 tonight if he can. Great.
Tim Hardaway, Tobias. Yes, let them have a good game.
Let them have a good game. You want to keep Beasley from getting hot. You want to try to contain it or keep, because Schroeder, quiet as kept. Schroeder's a very good player. And he's very experienced. This ain't his first time in the playoffs. He's made deep runs in the playoffs before. So he
averaged 24 one year.
Yeah. So you don't really want to let him get going either. But outside of Cade, you keep Beasley under control and you keep Schroeder under control. Man, let Tobias and Hardaway shoot.
Exactly.
Just let them shoot
Tobias and
right
Hardaway, I'm not worried about them. But Schroeder, you got to watch him because Schroeder is the only other guy that could initiate offense for others in their system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You want to keep him. You want to keep him under control.
And he know how to run the pick. Well, I'm not gonna say he could run pick and roll, but he's a threat to score off the screen.
Right. I was about to say he's more.
Yeah, not really setting other guys up.
And
yeah.
Them floaters.
I can't give him too much credit. I gotta relax. I can't give him too much credit. I hope so. Because Paul Reed to me, Paul Reed is more dangerous than Beef Stew. Because Paul Reed been here before. He played against us already. He doesn't like us. Yeah, I'd rather have Beef Stew out there. Please come back, Beef Stew. Please, I beg you. Because Mitchell Robinson is his kryptonite. When Mitchell Robinson's off, I joke. Anytime that Beef Stew comes to the game, Mitch, I need you in the game. And Mitch, get up out there. Those guys, they're young guys, ineffective this series. Like I said, when I did the 10 reasons why the Knicks will win this series, they're young boys, too green, I mean, look at Asad Thompson. I mean, his aggressive defense is, I like it. You know, you got to try to get up on the Brunson, even though he still dropped 30 every game. Doesn't matter. You still got to try to make it difficult, make it extra physical, and you might foul out, but that's all he can do. You know, he can't do nothing on the offensive side.
There is one thing I will say about Tibbs, right? And HLM pointed out great. Josh Hart needs to start playing less minutes.
Ooh, I was gonna ask that question. I forgot. Damn, that was a question I wanted to ask
HLM
too.
brought it up in the comments section.
Josh Hart, no, but we was talking about the HRM is in the Discord. That we was talking about that in the Discord server too. We was talking about Josh Hart. Should he get less minutes for Mitch? And I might have an interesting thing. What's your take on that?
My take on that is yes. I'm gonna tell you why this is not a knock on Josh Hart. I love him as a player. But I feel like him being played over 40 minutes, it's getting to the point now where it's getting ridiculous.
Well, I think we talked about it earlier leading up to the postseason, where I mean it's starting to happen just like I kind of thought it was. And now I don't know. Our wings, well, two of our wings are getting a little less minutes. You can't really say that for last game. Last game, everybody got close to 40. Last game, shoot. I mean, Tibbs was like, nah, nobody sleeps tonight. We got to get one in Detroit.
I like that. It's playoffs.
This is the one we're going to get.
I got to do it.
I had no problem. I had no problem with everybody busting 40 in the head in game 3 because we had to have game 3. No matter what everybody else went, we had to have game 3. We definitely didn't want to have those guys get any kind of breathing room or get any kind of false sense of security or like, hey, we can beat these guys. We can beat them 2 in a row. We got 2-game lead. We don't want them getting that kind of momentum.
Nope, none of that.
You know, we said earlier, them in Orlando, they remind me so much of our teams a couple of years ago. It's just like, I don't want to play those guys because they're not supposed to be as good as they are, and they don't know that, and they don't care. They just out there biting kneecaps and scratching eyes out and diving for loose balls and you know, a 7-game series. You know, look at Orlando. Orlando tonight beat Boston. I don't think either one of them scored 100 points.
Yep.
Now here's the thing too. I want to point out to what Charles said too. Hart did say he is trying to work on not crying to the refs. The whole team is. And let me tell you something.
That's a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. When you don't get the calls the Knicks want, I'm actually going to give Hart a little slack here, but I'm not going to give Cat slack. When you don't get the calls you're expecting to get, and when they're actual fouls, I would complain too. That's why I understand it. But there's a time when you have to stop doing it.
I think that I haven't seen Cat really doing it during this series. Is it me, or I mean, I may be missing or maybe not paying as much attention as others, but I haven't seen
Cat hasn't been doing it.
Yeah, I haven't really seen him.
Not really,
like
no.
That.
No, he hasn't. But I want to give an interesting take on Josh Hart. I think that Josh Hart, my only issue with him is that he's reluctant to shoot. I don't give a damn if you go 1 for 9. You gotta be a threat to score out there, bro. Because if you're not gonna be a threat to score, they're gonna keep that extra dude waiting for Towns to do his spin move. They're gonna try to trap Towns and put a wall up. So you have to be a threat to score. That was always my thing with Hart, right? If you're not gonna be a threat to score, they're gonna load up on Brunson and load up on Cat, and it's gonna make it harder for them. That's the only issue I have with Hart. Outside of that, the reason why you can't give him less minutes is because he's the only other guy crashing the boards. Who else is getting rebounds out there?
And we need
that. And playmaking.
And playmaking. I was going to get to that, Keith. You still, trying to take my little thing. Keith, you guys, listen, Keith, we think a lot. You watch just as much basketball as me. You got to relax, all right?
My bad, but I just wanted to point something out, though, too. As far as
before we get into anything else, Size 9 also brought up a good point too. We got a lot of good rookies that's going to be in the rotation next year as well. They're not in the rotation now because Tibbs has been putting them in a G League. right?
Man, listen, we ain't worried about rookies right now. We in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Keith, what you gonna say? Get it out. Let Keith get it out. What you gonna say?
I was gonna say Josh's aggressiveness also coincides with our ball movement. The more we move the ball and we get guys on cuts and backdoor screens and things of that nature, that's where Josh Hart is effective. And that's when those are the games where we see Josh getting 15, 20-point games and things of that nature. It's not the games where he's sitting out there spot up shooting. When we get into that type of situation, no, that's the absolute worst style of offense that he can be in if we're going to depend on him for points. But when we're doing a lot of transition and you see a lot of the what I used to call the 3-man weave up top there, where we're moving the ball a little bit and it's going side to side until somebody actually takes it to the rim. That's when he starts. That's when he can be effective offensively. But this spot up game, no. I think we're all just destined to continue to be frustrated the more we expect him to produce in that type of offense.
Right. And I was going to get to the playmaker side, but I think his rebounding is so vital because you got to crash the glass against the Pistons. That's the only way they're going to score. They're trying to get in transition. They're trying to get stops and they're trying to run. And because they know that in half court, their offense is basic, it's simple, it's easy to stop. They got to move. When you see the Pistons running and gunning and getting rebounds and getting stops, and that's when they're really tough to deal with. So Josh Hart helps with that because, yes, I know OG Anunoby and Mikal, especially Mikal, started off really crashing the glass, this last game, doing a solid job. But they're not consistent enough on the glass. So I say Hart has to get the time, and to add what Keith said about the playmaking as well is another reason why, because he's the only other guy that, Deuce can, but he's the only one really doing it at a 9 assists, 7 assists, 6 assist level, right? So
every night.
So yeah.
Nick Yak brought up a good point. We actually did go 5 out in the third quarter last game. That's how we lost the lead. We actually were doing 5 out.
And we took the lead back as soon as we went double bigs.
It goes to show you can't go. The 5 out lineup is interesting. You want to know why? It works. The 5 out works when you're hitting your threes. When you're not hitting your threes, it sucks.
I remember what happened in the third quarter.
We didn't hit our threes.
We wasn't hitting our threes, and which so anytime they get stops, they out. And now they getting up. They could get a chance to get a bucket against a defense that's not set, a Knicks defense that's not set. But I can't remember what happened in the third quarter. I'm not gonna lie.
In mind when you talk about 5 out. Because as much as I hate to admit it, the double big lineup's been cooking. I did not like going big in the Detroit lineup. I thought that was going to be bad for us. Yes, even with Mitch. But going double big has helped this series out tremendously. And it looks like bigger stuff has not had an answer for it all series.
No, he doesn't got an answer for it.
No.
Because his only answer would be is what they're doing. They're shooting the lights out from 3. Put Towns in pick and roll and try to get him on a perimeter shooter where the perimeter shooter can manipulate, get open shots, because we know that Towns and Mitch are definitely not going to be able to defend on the perimeter. But Durant he's not a poppy guy, so he has to be down low, right? Or they be Paul Reed, same thing. So Mitch or Towns can, stay locked in on those guys. So that's why the double big lineup has been working, because the 3-ball, I was concerned about, and I still am. Well, I am concerned about the 3-ball, but I'm more concerned about Cade. So if I got to live with them shooting 40-some% from 3, I take it. Because we know if Cade is getting 30 and damn near a triple-double or 30 and 13 rebounds, yeah, that's bad news. That's bad news Bears, especially because he's getting a lot of defensive rebounds. So now that's him going coast to coast initiating offense. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, good luck trying to stop him because he's like a mini LeBron out there.
Right.
You know, really big guard, big athlete. You know, I mean, very talented, very talented. I do got another caller, but he ain't responding to my text. Let me see if I can get this guy on the line, guys. I'm not sure if you guys want to hold, but I do want to get back to this other call. And if I can't get him, I'm not sure if it's Trevor. Is he in the chat? I don't think it's Trevor though. I think it's another. It might be somebody that never called up before. So let me try to get this guy on the line. I'm gonna try to get him back. If you don't guys don't hear from me in like a minute, just know I you know this dude probably just wants to talk himself. All right.
No problem.
Let me try to get this guy on the line. Yeah, just give me 1 minute before you guys hang up. All right. Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
Please leave me a message and I will get back to you.
Okay, he didn't answer. Yeah, he didn't answer.
All right.
So yeah, that's why I said to stay online, just in case he didn't. You know, I couldn't get him. You know what I mean? And we cooking. By the way, salute to J Tap in the building. Knicks Tape Madness Discord server channel member. If Hart is on the court, ain't no 5 out because Hart can't shoot. Salute to J Tap. He said Hart can't shoot, and that's my only concern with Hart getting a lot of minutes because, like Keith said, he's in the motion. He wants to move, cut. He's not going to spot up. So the offense got to keep moving, but they got to keep moving. They're not moving. He got to get up out of there.
Yep. That's where if you can call Josh a liability in any particular situation, that's it.
By the way, you guys were right about the third quarter. I had to check my notes. Knicks were missing shots, and then they started thriving in transition. 917, call me back. I don't know why I keep missing your call. 917, call me back. 917. But Knicks missing shots. Pistons start thriving in transition, but they started getting transition threes. That's how they was able to cut the lead. And then Jalen Durant even got a couple of buckets or a dunk on pick and roll. And that's when he brought in the double big lineup. And that's when they wound up going back up by 10. And Detroit actually took the rebounding lead in the third quarter as well. Hold on, this is him, guys. Give me 1 second. Hello, caller. State your name. Where you calling from?
Ron from Brooklyn. Oh wait, my bad. It's SKF, man. Still Knicks fan.
Oh, SKF, man. Listen, all my numbers got deleted, so don't think I'm trying to floss on you and act funny. We got a special guest in the house tonight, man. Do you want to talk to the brothers that was on the line? Do you want to rock? Listen, this is your show. You tell me what you want to do, Ron.
Listen,
what you want to do?
Whatever you want me to do, man. I wanted to call in because usually I'll be already shut down. I said, let me see if I can call in and say what's up to my man real quick.
All right, so I'm gonna let you get your call off. I get back to them guys later. Go ahead, Ron. Talk to me. How do you feel? You see the topic, right? Where you want to go? I do got a question if you don't want to, but this is the call-up show.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, all right, cool. So this is the question of the night, right? Did the game, because there's been a lot of talk about our beloved Coach Tibbs, or some people may not like him, but there's been a lot of talk about him being on the hot seat, possibly, right?
Right.
Now, they were saying basically if we didn't win against the Pistons, his job is on the line. I asked the question, is this game 3 win, is this win good enough to secure Coach Tibbs' job? That's the question. Whether you like him or not, based off the rumors, was this performance, was this win good enough to save his job? Go ahead.
No, I don't think it's good enough to save his job. But I don't think his job is in jeopardy unless they lose the series to Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't think. Yeah, I can't. Tibbs ain't the guy that is just going to be up and out of here after all the time he's already put into the franchise and organization and where they've come from and where they're at now. So I can't see, with all the relationships he's had and built and cultivated in this league, and then him being close with Leon Rose, James Dolan finally respecting what this organization is doing in the front office, cooking the way we've been cooking for the last couple of years. He's got
Facts.
carte blanche. The only thing is, from the player standpoint, if the players look at this situation and say, we couldn't get out the first round, that's different. I think the players have a lot more to
Uh,
do with him getting the axe than the fans, than anybody else. It's the players, because the players get to look at themselves and say, "Yo, we put this team together. We thought we was going to be a championship contender, and we lost to the Detroit Pistons in the first round." That's what I think would happen.
Yo, you know what? That's a great point that no one I think else touched on. That usually you see disgruntled stars getting rid of coaches, and look. But you know what, Ron? To add to what you're saying, look at what's going on in Memphis. Look at
Hmm.
what's going on in some of the other places where coaches got fired. Fox in Sacramento, where that coach had a great relationship with the player, and
Hmm.
then the player decided, okay, I want out because the coach got moved. And so there is this special relationship between the coach and the star player. So, and you see Brunson loves coach. and,
Yes, he does.
and come on. And Leon Rose, Brunson is his guy. So
Hmm.
these guys are listen, Ron, when they find us 200,000, right? I said we deserve it. we deserve it. Come on, man. The agent, the GM is his father's first agent, first client. Come on, dude. We deserve to get fined. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
eat that.
So yeah, it's a deeper connection. But Ron, we have success. Like
Hmm.
Coach Tibbs hasn't technically regressed yet. Of course, we got to see what happens in the playoffs, right? I don't think it's going to happen. But hey, we're not out of the woods yet with the Pistons, right?
Hmm.
So, me personally, I don't see the world where Tibbs is out of here, right? Even if we so happen to lose in the first round, I still think they'll give him one more year to at least show that was a fluke. This is a new team. Let me give me a chance to make the adjustments because I have a lot of high praise for this Knicks team next season, right?
Hmm.
I think we could be definitely the best offense in basketball, but I also think we could be the best team in the East depending on a lot of different circumstances. But coming back with this same group, these guys actually learning each other,
Hmm.
having a summer to work. Because even Brunson said it on the Roommates podcast, we didn't have a summer to work on anything.
Yeah.
Literally the day before media day, the Friday before media day, trade goes down. Now Coach Tibbs, who had his whole summer to prepare for a training camp with Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson or whoever else they had there at the time, now he has to completely scrap that. And we got a completely different center that we hadn't had in franchise history. We never had a center like Karl-Anthony Towns. So you gotta give the guy another shot in terms of just working it out. So okay. So I feel you on that. I feel you on that. So how are you feeling about the Pistons? I see you doing your little your game previews walking now. I see you outside. I'm like look at taking advantage of some free time to put up some content. I like it.
Yeah,
How are
well,
you feeling right now?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I mean, honestly, in the content, I'm just out there. I said, you know what, for my own well-being, it's good to get some air, get, the weather's, getting better. Why not get my walks on? Hey, if I'm already walking, why not start talking? You know what I mean? So walking and talking
Right.
SKF. So yeah, but
Nice.
as far as the Pistons go, I'm still feeling very confident in what's happening. The bottom line is the Pistons have been a good team all year. They've given every team in the league trouble, and especially the good teams. Like they've always been there. They've beat some good teams too. So you
Yes.
can't take it for granted. Even with them not having Beef Stew, with Isaiah Stewart being out, they still come to play. And so that's the good thing that I'm happy about with this Knicks team is at least the Knicks are coming to play, and especially in this last game, they came to play. They had the energy, they had the heart. So I really liked what I saw. You can't play around with Detroit. Detroit will embarrass you because you already on paper know that you
Facts.
should be better than them, but you can't take them for granted because they could beat you on any given night. So here's the thing
Oh,
that I wanted to say. Just it goes hand in hand with this, and just to piggyback on what I was saying about the players, if we don't get out of this first round, with everything that we've witnessed from the past 4 to 5 years of Tibbs's regime, whatever you want to call it,
right.
the Knicks have consistently evolved, except for that one dud year 2 years ago. That one
Right.
dud year, I kind of look at that as an aberration. The Knicks are just better than
Yeah, don't
that.
even count it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. So,
Yeah, let me get that out of there.
but outside of that one year, the Knicks have evolved and been better each year. It's been an improvement. You want to look at the last year with Dante and how we made it to the second round would have hurt depleted roster. So if you look at Tibbs and what he's done over this time, he has really not done anything wrong. If you really want to look at it, the team has been progressing. We've just had some bad luck. But so he really hasn't done anything wrong until this year. And that's the reason why I say that if they don't get out the first round, I could see him gone because of the regular season. The regular season, just the overall amount of losses versus good teams is a little bit concerning. It's like you can't overlook it. If we just had series where we didn't win the series, maybe some team beat us 3-1 or we tied 2-2 with other good teams. You
Right.
could just look at that as, any given night, the game plan works, people executed better, whatever. But when you get swept through from all of these teams and it's blowouts, you got to put that in your back of your mind and say, all right, I'm gonna let the season continue and see where we go in the playoffs, but this didn't look good. So I'm saying if they lose to a team in Detroit that's a small team, I mean they decent height, they're good rebounders, but the Knicks actually stack up better and are bigger, a little bit bigger than them,
Bigger, yep.
and we've got way more starting talent than them. And you're telling me we can't get out the first round? Like they should be able to even have a bad game or two, still be able to win this series without
Facts.
really, worrying too much. They should still be able to win. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying. If they lose this series, it's more of an indictment on Tibbs and how much the team has regressed from his teachings. I know we got a new squad, and
Mm,
shout out to your caller who brought up the fact, I think it was Keith, maybe it was Keith, that brought up the
yeah.
fact that this is maybe like the seventh game or that they've been together in total
Right.
with the
A
healthy
game,
squad.
yep.
Eighth game, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's fair. But the bottom line is the Knicks have an embarrassment of riches in their starting lineup. Compared in comparison to Detroit Pistons, who have Cade Cunningham and a host of guys that you don't even know what you're going to get. Everybody was thinking
Facts.
Malik Beasley was going to kill the Knicks this series. He hasn't
Nope.
really been that much of a factor. We were watching
Yep.
Tim Hardaway light us up for a half and stuff like that. So
Dennis
there's no
Schroeder reliving his old days.
Dude, there's no reason for the Knicks to not get out of this first round versus Detroit. I don't care how tough the games are. The bottom line is when the victory happens, when the bell rings, it should be the Knicks,
Right.
walking out of there with the W.
No, that's a fact. I think most people would agree with what you're saying. Even the most loyal Tibbs guy would say, if you lose the Detroit, because Ron, you know how confident I was. I even had to text you. I said, "Yo, Ron, do you think I'm a little like out of this world or a little over the top?" Because I'm the objective Knicks fan, so I gotta stay grounded. I can't just be, all super one way. And you said no. The Knicks should win in 5. So I agree. I think that, if you lose to the Detroit Pistons, boy, that he deserves to be up out of there. I'm gonna keep it real. Not now. Will he be? I don't know. That's another question. But you can't get past the Pistons. I mean, to be honest, Ron, I can't think of a thing they do better than us. like I'm really trying to sit down and say, yeah. Oh wait, no, they don't do that. Maybe you want to say defense.
Mhm.
11th ranked defense, 13th ranked defense. Okay, all right, cool. If you're going to give them that, but I mean, when you really look at it, this is a team you're supposed to be, right? This is a team you're supposed to be. So I don't think that's a debate. But let's say you go up to Boston, right? And you get swept, Ron. Now what happens now? You went 0-4 in the regular season. Now you go 0-4 in the postseason. What happens now?
Nah, if they go to Boston and get to that second round and they get swept, that might be grounds for Tibbs to get fired. Maybe so. But if they go to Boston and Boston beats them 6-2, 4-2 or something like that, and
Right.
even if the four wins are blowouts, right? Like as long as the Knicks put up a fight and win one or two games, I think he saves his job because he makes it out of the
Okay.
first round. He gets to the second round and unfortunately has to face the defending champions. And we all
Right.
know that Boston is a good team, man. And the thing is, shout out to Craig, who I know a lot of people know him in the Knicks community. He be sending me messages and he was telling me, he was like, listen, if the Knicks are struggling with Detroit, what do you think they're going to do against Boston? And he's like, how much better is Detroit's defense than Boston? And I looked at it and they're not better. Like Boston is
No.
by far better than Detroit's defense. And then having
Facts.
to deal with Boston's offense too, yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah. Nah, definitely a problem. But here's the thing, Knicks fans, and I'm saving this for future call-up shows, but Boston, they may not be 100%. Tatum got a severe, what they calling it? Some type of contusion or something in his arm.
Mhm.
Joe Mazzulla said it's severe, right? He's
Oh.
playing with a lot of pain. Jaylen Brown's knee, I know they saying the knee's been holding up. He's been looking good, but how long will it hold up? You
And he took
know,
a bad
and
fall
another thing
today.
too. Right, he took a back. Oh, see, I didn't even watch the game today because I was at my daughter's. She had a dance recital, so I was dealing with that all day, and then I had to hurry up at home and get this show rocked. So I didn't get a chance to watch no basketball. But see, look at that. I didn't even know that. I was gonna watch the playback of the condensed game, but Boston, they may not be 100% health wise, and I'm
That's a
telling
good
you right
point.
now, if Boston is not 100% coming up against these Knicks, and these Knicks is healthy and they feeling themselves after they squashed Detroit in 5 games, hey, look out, y'all. You look out for these Knicks. You just never know. And that's another thing too, Ron. Like I'm trying to tell these people, like the playoffs isn't over yet. Let us lose to Detroit. Let us get crushed by Boston, and then Tibbs, bye. We don't want you. Okay, cool. But we still got a lot of basketball left, Ron. Why can't these Knicks fans wait? Is it just like, we just don't think he's good enough? We don't have confidence. Like, why can't we wait, Ron? Why
I,
can't we wait?
I think it's because they know Tibbs' track record, and Tibbs just doesn't have a history of winning in the playoffs. That's all it is.
Okay.
He had,
Copy.
and because he's been a coach for so long and had different opportunities, he hasn't shown that he can consistently do it. That's all it is. I I
Got you.
said I said just like most people, who want the Knicks to be good, you don't know what you're going to get until you give the man the opportunity. This is the best team that he's ever had to coach. Even though we
There
got
you,
a,
there you go,
we
Ron.
exactly. Even though we got a bench that's a little bit suspect, our starting lineup is damn near, when they're clicking,
Elite.
the best in basketball. So I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it's Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately? I love saying that because Knick fans is impatient. They want to see a championship. It's been over 50 years now, and
Right.
this is the
Facts.
best team you've seen. And a lot of young people, especially, this is the best team they've ever seen. So they
Mm-hmm.
want it to happen now. But sometimes you gotta let things. I mean, look, you just brought up the fact that if not for Boston's health, they would have probably, I could think they might sweep Orlando because they was
Oh, yeah.
handling them.
Easy.
But now, to your point, look, they wound up losing the game. It was close today, but they lost because they are a little banged up. So, and that's
There
great
you
because
go.
now that they're 2-1, the Knicks are 2-1, gives the Knicks a little bit of a breather.
There you go. I said that, and I said that if it continues the way it is, we'll get an extra day's rest if we both close it out in 5. So,
Exactly.
I'm feeling where the Knicks are right now. I'm very optimistic. Win, lose, or draw in this playoffs. I don't think we're gonna lose Detroit. That's not even in my mind. But besides that, I think that we're gonna be very competitive against the Celtics. I'm very optimistic. Win, lose, or draw. I would love to see this team come back next year. Maybe improve the bench. Get another 6'9" dude, something like that. But bring this team back next year. I guarantee you guys, this team is going to do some incredible things because, like we spoke about before, Cleveland and Boston second apron teams, guys, and they got a couple of key free agents that's going to be up out of there. So you're going to start to see some more chinks in Boston's armor for sure. But Cleveland. So, especially, could you imagine this, Ron? Cleveland and Boston don't make it to the finals, or even if one of them goes to the finals, don't win the championship. Now you're going to come back with the same exact team again. What happens? What's their mind state? As second apron teams, right. So these are things that, as Knicks fans, why I say, listen, give it a year or two, because Leon Rose has his master plan. I ain't do this video yet, but I think Leon Rose has a master plan to give the Knicks some more time, right? We're working with what they're working with to kind of outlast the other two teams. Because like I said, those two guys are not going to stay. If they're not winning championships, they cannot sustain those rosters.
Correct.
I'm just telling you guys off the rip, especially Cleveland. They're not going to be able to sustain having all this salary, and you're not getting, even with the great Kenny Atkinson, he won all those games. It means nothing if you don't win the championship. Salute to my man Dorgosaurus Rex in the chat earlier. He said 0-10 against the elite teams. Well, guess what? You're more than likely probably only going to see one of them. So the fact that you lost to Cleveland or the fact that you lost to OKC is no guarantees they're going to be that far in the playoffs, right? So if you beat one of those teams, no one's going to think about the 0-10. So let's kind of leave the regular season in the regular season and let the playoffs continue to unfold. I mean, there's a lot to be happy about, man. There's a lot to be optimistic for. Win, lose, or draw. Like, if we may not get the championship this year, I don't think it's the end of the world. I really don't. We don't got old knees Patrick Ewing in his late 30s here. It's a younger team that I feel like they have a 3 to 4 year window, a legit 3 to 4 year window. And especially if Leon Rose does the move that I think he's going to do, to kind of extend and give us another year or two to see what we can do. But yeah, man, Ron, man, I appreciate you calling, man. Anything else you want to share, man? Let the people know what you got going on with Still Knicks fans.
Well, nah, man. Thank you for taking my call. Always a pleasure chopping up with you, my brother. Yeah, I agree with you. I think you spot on. And the other thing is, I just think that what you brought up about the fact that these second apron teams, they may be a little different next year, and the Knicks. Even though we're teeter-tottering right there at the apron, and we were a little hamstrung this year with some of the moves we could do, they still have flexibility. They still could make a change or two next year, to the roster. And, quiet is kept. It's not, I feel like Mikal Bridges is playing for his Knick life right now. Because if he don't do well in the playoffs, they cutting ties. I believe you. They're not going to give him an extension and pay him extra money if they didn't get the product that they thought they gave up the 5 picks for. I even though I say we should move on from the 5 picks and people should stop bringing it up, as an organization, as a business, if I gave up 5 picks for you and I get to the playoffs and you don't show up the way I need you to, and you've been inconsistent for most of the season, I'm going to do what I got to do as a businessman. So I'm not caring about the fans. The bottom line is I gave up a lot for you. And if you're not that guy, I'm not going to keep you here and pay you more money. So
big facts. And I agree. I actually agree with that. I think that he is playing for his next contract. And honestly, the other alternative could be him signing for the low. So
true.
Yeah, you're not worth the OG Anunoby contract. We're going to give you another Mikal Bridges like contract, like sort of like what you had, because you're not giving us all NBA defensive team, because OG Anunoby's making the team. Yes. So Mikal, you're not making the team. You're scoring, it's okay, but it's not like where the premier third options are, So if you're not a premier third option, you're not all NBA defensive team. What am I paying you that salary for, that OG Anunoby level salary for. So
Right.
I think it's a couple of things that can happen with the Mikal Bridges and the whole Nova Boys thing. I think that's out the window, right? And I think even Jalen Brunson's on board with that because, hey, if I got to make a move to make the team better, I think he's going to be all for it. I don't see a world where that disrupts anything else, you know. But I got confidence in Mikal. I think that Mikal can at least possibly give them a discount. You know, I don't want to say a discount, but maybe he won't take as much money. Maybe he'll do a 2-year, 55, 2-year, something like that, where he's not getting in the $40 million range. He's not in the $200 million range. So, but you just never know. It can go a lot of ways.
And I'm expecting Mikal because he is streaky. That's the problem. He is inconsistent. I'm expecting him to go off at some point in one of these games, whether it be Detroit or if the Knicks get past Detroit and play Boston. I expect Mikal to have a big game or two, just because that's his blueprint. He does play well. He just doesn't do it every night. So,
right.
But we'll see what happens, bro. But yeah, man, thank you once again for having me. Yeah, I'm just finished, putting up my thumbnail. Tomorrow's show, 11:30, Know the Ledge. Listen, if you want to continue to talk Knicks basketball Saturdays, that's where I'll be.
And Ron, that's why I try to, segue you out, because I know you have to get up early for the. I'm thinking about your best interest, man. I'm glad you plugged in Know the Ledge, because if you didn't plug it, I was gonna plug it, and that's what I was gonna say. All right, I know you got to get some rest, because you definitely got to do that show. That's a great show. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow for that show on Still Knicks Fans, man. Sure.
Yes, sir, man. And then, we gotta make it happen sooner than later. Another little joint venture like we do.
Oh yeah. Definitely. The only thing is I had to change in my Monday schedule. So
right, I know.
We gonna work on it. Yeah, but we're gonna figure that out.
Yeah,
sure.
Dude, if you was free, you would already been guest hosting with me already.
No, that's a big fact. That's a big fact. So yeah, we gonna figure it out. But I still want to, like I said, within that 1 month range, I got to be up there,
I hear you.
Got to grace the platform.
Well, listen, man, keep doing what you're doing. I enjoy everything you've got going on. I love all of the stuff you've added, the scheduling, the different shows that you're pumping out. The call-in show has been fantastic. You're doing a great job, and
thank you, man.
Dude, I'm just happy. I'm just happy to see the growth. I love it.
Ron, I appreciate you guys. Still Knicks fans will always be, family to this channel. Always, you guys embrace me. I remember when you first hit me up on TikTok, and it was like, we just clicked ever since. So, man, I definitely appreciate you guys as Still Knicks fans. That's why I gotta always grace that platform, because it's just fantastic. And I'm so happy that you called up to the call-up show. I stopped the whole show. I said, Ron's up here. Where do you want to go? What do you want to talk about? This is your segment. This is your show. Anytime you want to call up, like I told Fritz earlier, I said, anytime you want to call up, you just call up and express yourself. I'm gonna stop the show, let you guys rock, and get your points off. So I appreciate you, though,
brother. No, have a great rest of your show, man. Keep it going, brother. I'm probably gonna shut it down now, but I'll be about that replay game, so I catch what I miss.
Yeah. Please shut it down, Ron. You have to get up, relax, take it easy. Get you some good night rest. Wake up, get a cup of coffee, eat some breakfast, and get the show rolling. Because you be going for hours too. So
I try, man, and I don't know. Right now, these Knicks fans is kind of a little finicky. They're not believing again. I got to get them back to believing.
We got to get them back. Yes. See, you got to get them off the ledge. And I'm here tonight to raise their blood. And I'm just joking.
All right, my brother. Have a great one, man.
All right. Salute.
All right. Take care. Later.
All right. Yeah, that was Ron from Still Knicks Fans. Still Knicks Fans in the house. Make sure you guys subscribe to Still Knicks Fans. A lot of you guys are subscribed already. I mean, we pretty much got the same chat. But if you're not subscribed, you gotta subscribe to those guys. They got the show at night. I definitely got to get back up there. I'm gonna definitely figure it out. Salute to everybody. Yuri, and if you want to call back, you can. I know I interrupted that call. And by the way, keep the calls coming. 646-995-8389. I'm curious to hear what you guys got to say about Coach Tibbs. I let the anti-Coach Tibbs hive speak. I have my man Fritz call up. Even though I kind of wouldn't add him to that group, because I think his perspective is more so I want to win the championship. It's not that I don't like Tibbs. I just want to get somebody that's going to give me the championship. I don't believe he can do it. You know, there's a lot of you other guys don't like Coach Tibbs. Hold on, we do got a call. Let me get this call up in here. Hello, caller. State your name and where you calling from.
Yo, what's good, man? It's Mike from PA. What's going on?
Hey, but Mike, before you talk, it's not that I forgot. I'm not stunting on you, acting like I don't know who you are. My contacts got deleted, so I'm actually writing everybody's name down. So you're gonna be back in the system. So when you call, I'm gonna know what's going on. So Mike, talk to me, Mike. First off, man, salute to you. You're an active member in the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, brother. Talk to me. Where you want to go? You want to talk about the title? This is the call-up show. You have a concern. Where you want to go?
So first off, you know, there was. I'm kind of confused with the. I'm not confused. It's kind of expected with the outcome of the game 3. The fans still kind of not satisfied with the win. I thought it was a pretty dominant win. I know the scoreboard don't say it, but when we factor in the context of the game, our bench really not producing anything,
nothing,
and us just keeping our foot. Yeah, they didn't produce nothing, and we kept our foot on their neck. Our starters kept their foot on their neck the whole, 4 quarters.
Back.
Like I said, I said in the chat, Detroit was only in the lead for 4 minutes of that game. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I thought we did an incredible job. Obviously, there's stuff that we still need to fix.
Right.
But for the most part, I don't see much. I don't see where we could go. I even think Tibbs did it. Made a good call, even with the refs trying to sabotage.
Right.
Telling Brunson to miss the free throw, in my opinion, with .5, that's a great call there.
Great call. I would see. Hey, Mike, I know you was a part of the anti-Coach Tibbs hive, but you more objectives. Like, you're not like out there with it. Like, you willing to give him credit. But I was saving that for my man Trevor if he called up, because I was going because he said he don't make adjustments. I was getting ready to go through that final 2-minute stretch. But yeah, that good point. Good call.
Yeah. So, and people were screaming at him when the foul call in the Celtics game here. Great call. I give him when he messes up. I say it. When he does good stuff, I say it. I gotta give him credit. And I think game 3 is proof that the Knicks organization listens to stations like this.
You think so?
Yes.
Let's go.
I do, man. Because Cat being more aggressive.
Yes.
Yep. The ball moving around. Although I wasn't necessarily mad about what happened game 2.
Me either.
With JB taking over.
Got to take over. That's last year's Brunson right there.
Yeah, that was vintage, Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Knicks organization really put their ear to the ground and took note of what was being said from platforms like this. And I think we need to see more of that. With Cat, at least, I think he took 8 threes.
I pulled it up.
I would like to even see him maybe take 1 or 2 more than that.
Yeah, he took 8 threes. Oh.
Yeah. I would like to.
Hell yeah, especially if he's shooting 50%. Man, hell, take as many as you want.
Take as many as you want. Let it fly.
He's the best shooting big man in the history of 3-point shooting. Let that man do whatever the hell he wants. But he has to get touches. But it's on him. See, so when you watch game 2 back, right? I felt like he wasn't as aggressive enough in terms of calling for the ball. And then even a lot of times he's passing the ball because they are doubling him.
Yeah.
So, sometimes he's looking to get the other guys involved. They just didn't have it. Only one that really had anything a little bit was Mikal Bridges. Everybody else was just completely cooked that last game. So I'm riding with you. And And I love the way Cat, because even like I was gonna put in the Discord, I was gonna say, man, Cat's taking too many shots. But then I said, wait a minute, not too many shots, but like he's forcing it. He's forcing the shots. Like I felt like, damn, like you just trying to get a bucket that hard. You see they blitzing you, but at the same time, it got him rolling, and he is the best shooting big man. So like he might have to miss 2 or 3, then he'll hit 4 straight, right?
Yep.
So that's just what it is with Cat. You got to live with it. You know, I'd rather him take the shots and miss them because eventually they're gonna fall. I mean, it's just mathematics.
Facts. Yeah, I'll die on that hill any day of the week. He gotta find a way to get in the rhythm somehow, and if it need to be like that, then so be it. So if that's what needs to be done, that's what needs to be done. I thought the game went great. And the people saying that we were soft. I didn't see soft.
Tell me where the soft was at.
I didn't see no softness nowhere. First of all, within the first couple of minutes of the game, Cat is walking up the court. I think it was after it was something. It was after it was they got the rebounds, turnover or foul, something like that. He walking up the court and just shoved Hardaway out the way.
Shoved to get him out the way. Yeah.
Yeah, I said, what? Okay. He didn't need to do that, but he made it a point to do it. He made himself aware. Listen, I'm here. Y'all not just gonna be shoving us around. Matter of fact, I'm gonna shove you first.
Get up out of my space. Get out my man's space. But that's the funny part too. Like when people say Detroit is so physical, it's really a handful of guys. It's not the whole Detroit. Because when you really look at Detroit play, they kind of a finesse, let me shoot threes type of team. Like Tobias Harris, he don't really want no physicality like that. Sometimes he tries to force it when he got the little small dudes on him, but you can tell that's not his game, right? That's not his game. He wants to shoot open shots. Tim Hardaway Jr., Schroeder with the crossover moves, right? They're very of a finesse team. Durant is physical. Cade is definitely physical, right? Asar is playing physical defense, but that's not really his game. Like, you know how it is? Like, you got a young dude in the park. You be like, yo, man, just foul and play hard defense. That's your job, young fella. You're not going to get the ball. You might get an open layup every now and then, but your job is just to foul or play very physical defense because you got young legs and we don't feel like guarding this dude. So if you're going to allow you, that's all his role is, right? So I feel like people... Yes, Detroit, solid team. Can't take nothing from them. They did a good job. First time making the playoffs in all these years. They got their first playoff win in like 16 years or how many years it was. But at the same time, Detroit, I mean, what can they do better than us? Like when you really look at it and you just sit down and you think about it, like, are they a better 3-point shooting team? Really? I can't, it's hard for me to justify. I mean, they got guys that can hit the 3 ball and don't get it twisted. But overall, as a unit, would you pick them to outshoot us? I wouldn't pick them to outshoot us. Are they a better rebounding team? Yeah, because most of the year we didn't have Mitchell Robinson. But when Mitchell Robinson's there and if he's getting time, are they really a better rebounding team? So, like, you used to start going through the different aspects of the game. The one area you might say would be defense, right? Oh, they 11th ranked defense. We was 13th, 14th ranked defense. I mean, if you really want to look at a difference between that, but once again, those numbers are with Mitchell Robinson missing 65 games. So, we should beat this team, and I think that, it's just going to pan out because it is the playoffs. And what's been keeping them, but Mike, and tell me if I'm going crazy, is the Pistons veterans, is that what's keeping them in the series? Is their veterans, because the young boys ain't doing nothing besides Cade and a little bit of Durant. The rest of their young boys is not even playing like that. It's been all Tim Hardaway, Schroeder, Harris. They leaning on those guys. So, and I didn't expect that. Their veterans have been playing well. I got to give them that credit.
Look, I can't be disingenuous. I gotta be honest. Mm-hmm. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I was wrong, fam. You was right. You was right, dog. You was right. And you said something in the chat that these dudes is not really what they claim to be. I think you're right, man. I think they blowing smoke.
Facts.
They remind me of the kid in the park who tried to live off their brother name. You trying to
Bingo.
live off of the bad boy Pistons. You not them.
You're
You
not
just
them.
trying to live off they rep, but you don't got that rep.
Nah.
So what I think is the biggest disappointment of this whole team would have to be Asar Thompson. Um,
Really? Okay.
yes, um, because Cade, even though even though he has room to be better, he hasn't put
Yeah.
up bad numbers.
No.
The sole job of Asar Thompson, which is something that I was even saying all year, was that they're going to put Asar on JB and make his life difficult.
Yeah.
And I've just seen nothing but JB outsmart and outwit Asar
Cook 'em.
every game.
Yep. Cooking
And
them.
I don't know why he keep talking online about JB and the team, us being soft and easy to guard, because he's been getting cooked.
That's a big mistake. You don't do that
Yeah.
as a rookie.
Yeah, so that was a rookie
A playoff
mistake.
rookie.
A playoff rookie, yeah. Playoff rookie mistake. And I like Ron Holland, but he's also a non-factor.
Yeah, these dudes. Playoffs is a different. Like that's the thing with Houston. With Houston, right? I know they won the last game because Jimmy got hurt, but Houston's with a healthy Jimmy, they're not beating the Warriors. It's just too much experience over there. Like it's when your best players are rookies in the playoffs.
Right.
It's too much going on in the postseason that you have to learn that you don't have time to learn as a young player, right?
Yeah.
Cade is amazing. He's a great player, so of course he's picking it up. He's their best player, right? But I'm talking about the role players. I'm talking about the guys who are not star. Like Cade is a star. I'm talking about guys that, young and up and coming. Dude, the playoffs is a way different monster, bro. And if you have a big role like a starting, see, like even if you want to look at like a Derek Lively, right? One, it's a veteran team. He's coming off the bench, and he's able to do that, right? But when you got a team full of young dudes, where like your second best player is a playoff rookie, your best player is a playoff rookie, and your fourth best player is a player, dude, you're gonna get cooked. You're gonna get cooked. I mean, it's gonna be hard to win because it's just too much to learn, and you just see the level. Like when you watch Denver in these games, I mean, high level basketball, bro. High level basketball. And so you coming in on your first year, you're not gonna be able to deal with that. And realistically and win the series. You might get a game, not winning the series.
Yeah, and that is, something it's because of what you stated, they still green.
Still green.
And a lot of what I see is them making mistakes based off of, being too anxious, being too nervous.
Right.
Because I think skill wise they got what it takes, but being having the the wisdom and the know-how, being in that position, they just don't got it. So they're kind of falling within the moment, man. The lights is getting bright.
Facts. Lights is getting bright.
Lights is getting bright for them. So,
and I hope that game 5 is a closeout game in the Garden on the road. I pray that we get this game 4 because I just want you to see. Listen, if we win game 4, like I think we will, game 5 is gonna be a blowout.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
The lights is like you said. The lights.
Game, it's over. Yeah.
It's over, bro. We get that third win.
It's over. They
coming to Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
With these crazy Knicks fans.
Yeah. They not LeBron and Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? They not.
They thought they was putting pressure. Look, they thought they was putting pressure on JB with the FJB chance. This Garden crowd gonna be the whole energy, the atmosphere. Like it's not even just. It's everything. It's New York City. It's the crowd. It's the building. It's the moment. Like. That's a lot to overcome, bro.
Yeah.
It's a lot to overcome. And I honestly believe, with a healthy Knicks team, especially, man, these dudes is cooked, bro. They cook. And they lucky they got game 2. Even though, yes, they've been, they played a really great game and we struggled. But if OG Anunoby would have just hit some shots, that game would have been different, right? Cat hit some more shots. That game would have been different.
yeah, our shots wasn't falling. And
Yeah.
the way that the playoffs is being played right now, with the type of aggression that's being allowed by the refs,
Mm-hmm.
almost a little bit one sided at some points. Um,
Right.
they've really been able to get away with a lot. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
lot of moving screens, a lot of holding. You know what I mean? I saw
Facts.
a lot of stuff going on in that game too, that maybe in previous playoffs wouldn't have gone away unnoticed. Maybe it would have, because it's the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. That's always a factor. Always a
yeah,
factor.
that's always a factor. But
Because think
yeah,
about it, right? You talk about the inexperience. Think about the cheat code. Like, they get an extra possession, extra timeout,
hmm
and all they gotta do is try to inbound the ball and get a toss at the rim.
yeah,
Durant throws it out of bounds.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Last night was prime. I mean, the game three is prime example of that. You know what I mean? Of that the shenanigans by the refs. It's just those opportunities are awarded to teams that play against the Knicks. It's just it's a tradition at this point.
Right.
So
And Nick Shack, I'm riding with you too. He said Brunson averaging 30 points, with 8 assists, like fourth. Last I checked, facts. Yo,
and
Brunson's doing his thing.
yeah, Knicks fans is not satisfied. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get
That's
what
why I
more
got the
do they
shirt on
gotta do?
tonight. Captain 11, baby. Yo,
Yeah,
man,
man.
listen, hit the shop. Shop that
Facts.
theobjectiveknicksfan.com. Get the merch. That's why I got the Captain
Facts.
11 joint. I'm waiting for my big
Facts.
bodega joint to come too, but man, we got the Captain 11 right. Yo, listen, man, Captain is doing what I thought he would do. I know Cade was going to be good, but I know that Brunson can match or even surpass what Cade produces. So that nullifies Cade, right? But now you got Cat. Now you got OG. Now you got Mikal, right? And then maybe Durant will come in at that point. Like, the talent that we have is just so much better than Detroit that, I mean, you see it. Like,
Yeah.
this series it should be 3-0, but can't go back in time. We're going to see what happens on Sunday. I think Sunday is going to be another tough game, because I felt like when I did my initial prediction that game 4 would be the game we lose. But because game 3 went the way it did, and the Knicks and their fans coming through with the weak FJB chance, I mean, if they're going to continue all of that, and you're going to give Jalen Brunson more energy in a matinee game,
Yeah.
good luck. Because that's all he needs. He just needs to hear the FJB to get him, oh, yeah, okay, now I'm going to cook these dudes. Because, matinee games is tough. Them early games is like, oh, man, you got to get up for an early game on the road. Very tough. So Detroit got to come out with the ultimate fire. Like, K got to be like, yo, screw it. I'm just going to be hitting fadeaways, activate his inner Kobe. I'm just going to hit fadeaways off of double teams and start out like that. So you put a lot of pressure on the Knicks. And then now the Knicks have to respond. If the Knicks come out like they did in game 3, yeah, it's going to be a long night for them boys in Detroit. And that crowd get quiet. That crowd start getting quiet, and then you can hear the MVP chants. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's over.
JB was talking back to the crowd. He was saying, "Where you at?" After those last
Yes,
quick
I
buckets.
remember.
Yeah, he basically said, "Where you at?
I remember.
What happened? Why you got so quiet for?"
Facts. Yeah.
And, yeah, so I was loving the energy. I didn't see no softness.
No softness nowhere.
I saw us assert ourselves as the elder team, the more experienced team, saying, "Look, chill out. Yeah, I got that game too. It was a fluke, but calm down." You know what I'm saying?
Calm down.
That's
Relax.
That's a
And our
fact.
veterans is better than yours.
Yeah, all the way, 100%. Tobias Harris, get out of here.
Get him out of here.
Get out of here. Talk
I
about
hope he
it.
has 22 this next game. I hope he has 22.
Man,
It's
he
bad
talking
when you
about-
hope a guy on the opposing team
Yeah,
scores.
I hope you score. Yeah, have the best game
That-
of your career.
have the best game of your career because I know you're not gonna win with this dude get 22.
That's all you getting. All you
Yeah,
getting is that
yeah,
22. He was
yeah.
saying it's easy to guard Cat, and you know what I mean. He not
Crazy,
like that, but Cat been having his way with you all series, man. I love when Tobias
crazy.
guards Cat. I'm like, yeah, we get in the bucket, yeah, easy
And yo,
money,
you know what's even more disrespectful when Beasley was guarding him? Remember that? They
man.
put Beasley
Beasley's
on him
another
for a
one,
couple of
man.
plays.
He bugging too. He bugging too. They really trying to make themselves out to be something they're not. You was absolutely right. Like I saw that last game made me see right through that. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, y'all not really like that. Y'all just
They're
trying to,
not like that, bro.
yeah, they just trying to put
And
up a
and the one
facade.
guy who is like that is not playing.
Yeah, the one dude who, yeah, yo, that's a great point.
The one dude who really is like, that's why we don't believe you. You need more people. What did
Need
Hope
more
say?
people. Yeah,
You need.
yo, that's funny. I put that in the chat too. That's funny as hell that you said that. I had put that in
I
the
didn't even
chat.
see
We
that.
don't
Great minds
believe
think alike.
you. Word up, yo. Facts. I was like,
We don't believe you need more people.
Facts.
Facts, man.
Cause
So that's why I'm confident. I'm not overconfident, but I'm definitely confident because I watched a lot of Detroit basketball to prepare, like to review this playoffs, and I'm like, dude, like, all you got, yo, if y'all really think Detroit is all of that, I'm not saying they're a bad team, but I'm just saying, I'm talking about if y'all really think they all of that, go watch that first Bucks game, the first of that back-to-back Bucks game, and you watch that Detroit Pistons, and you get back to me and tell me if you think that team, how they crumbled down there. I mean, they just folded like dice down the stretch to Giannis and them dudes.
yeah,
Once I saw that, I said, yeah, they not ready. They not ready for us.
yeah, they still a little bit green.
They're going to be good in the future, though.
Yeah, in the future, yeah,
They're
for
going to
sure,
be,
man.
yeah, they stick
Cade is a
together.
problem.
Cade is a problem. Maybe Assad develops a little bit more of a polished offensive game. Defensively, he's all right. I think he's a hack, but his defense is all right. Who else they got? Durant. I mean, he could be a monster. Who else they got? The Hollins kid. I don't know. He's too young. I gotta see more of him.
Yeah.
Oh, Ivy. Ivy is nice.
Jaden Ivey, yes,
That's another dude they missing. Ivy is nice. I like Ivy.
He was having a breakout year.
Facts. Nah,
before his
he's solid. Yeah, before the injury. Yep. I don't think he'd make a difference, like in terms of Detroit beating us if he's there. Like, oh, you lucky we don't have Ivy. I still think you're gonna lose.
Yeah,
But Ivy definitely is a factor, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But like in the playoffs, I think he would take away from Schroeder. Like if Ivy's cooking, I don't think Schroeder's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't see that much minutes from Schroeder for sure.
Right.
So yeah, man, I'm excited. I love what the NBA is doing by allowing the players to play and not just seeing people at the foul line every 2 seconds.
Facts.
I'm loving it, man. It's really bringing excitement back to the game. And I'm liking the adjustments that's being made because that's what it is. And you stated it before. The playoffs is a game of adjustments. So the Knicks,
Facts.
I mean, clearly we gotta give Tibbs credit. He clearly made adjustments that game 3. You know what I mean? Now let's see. You know, Bickerstaff is gonna try to do the same this game 4. So let's see if Tibbs got a rebuttal. You know what I mean, for him. But
you know what's the sad part? I don't know what his rebuttal would be. I mean, of course, I'm not an NBA coach, so
yeah.
But I'm trying to think, like, because you're already doubling Cat and Brunson, so guard them single coverage, like 1-on-1. I think that's gonna be bad.
If he even needs to, yeah, maybe he just keeps the same game plan of game 3,
right?
And force the Detroit to find something because they really don't. What can they really? What I do want to do is give Paul Reed credit, man. He been playing. He been trying, man.
I'm not sure if you remember what I put in the Discord. I said, listen, I ain't scared of Paul Reed, but he's been there, and he's not a playoff rookie. He's played against us. He doesn't like us. that dude could do some solid things. Not that he's a world beater by it, because he's not. But at the same time, you see what Detroit's veterans is doing. Like Detroit veterans is keeping them in the game. They're the ones making plays, and because they've been there before. You know, this is not brand new to them. I just don't think they're good enough to beat us. But at the same time, they're making it competitive.
Yeah, definitely. Paul Reed is keeping them at least afloat, which was impressive to me. So yeah, I don't think maybe Tibbs maybe Tibbs stays with the same game plan of game 3 and forces, Bickerstaff to really get into a deep think tank and try to figure something out. I don't see what they can do. I don't know.
They can't. They can't. I don't really see it. Like I said, I'm not an NBA coach, so we'll find out. But I will say that Tibbs, I'm not changing nothing. I want to make this a half-court game, right? I want to crash the glass, and I'm going to continue doing it because, like I said, their offense, I mean, what are they going to do? They can't implement. It's not like they're going to implement new sets. Let's implement these new sets. No, they're going to be repackaging what we already saw, right? So maybe the adjustment is, maybe we start Schroeder on Brunson. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's going to get cooked. I mean, but I did like the and I'll let you get your last word out because I do got another call. But Brunson, Brunson having the guard Schroeder, I thought was smart. I thought that was a smart adjustment in game 2. Make Brunson play defense because he guarding Asar. There's no defense there. Asar does one spin move every other game. That's it. He gets one spin move every other game. So there's no Brunson got to play defense. You got to make him play defense. So Shooter keeps him honest.
I saw on a few plays where they kind of tried to hide Brunson on Ron Holland when Ron Holland was out there, and Asar on offense.
Yeah.
Shooter, I give Shooter credit, man. He's been balling. Is he gonna be able to keep it up? I don't think so.
That's another mystery.
Yeah. I don't think Schroeder, Schroeder's a good bench player coming off the bench, but I don't think he's gonna be able to keep it up. And they need a miracle. They need Tobias Harris to turn into Kobe Bryant or something like that. And
that's not happening.
It's not happening. It's not happening. So, it's looking grim. It's looking grim. But yeah, man, salute to you, Ron, and everybody else, man, in Discord.
Let's go.
You know what I mean? Cop the merch. I'm about to get me a mug, man. I'm about to grab.
Go get a mug, man. Get you one. Yeah, man. But the Bodega Cat, that's the new joint. This is the Captain 11. But yeah, the Bodega Cat, man. Oh yeah. By the way, I gotta put that on the screen because Crime's Dad gonna get mad at me. He sent me some screenshot. He sent me a screenshot. I'm gonna put that on the screen so they can see what that look like, man. But all right, man. I thank you, Mike, man. I'm gonna see you in the Discord server, man.
Yes, sir. Salute. Peace.
All right, salute. And by the way, if you guys are curious how to get in the Discord server, I will tell you how to get up in there after we're done. But I do want to show. So this is a picture from Crime's dad. Salute the Crime's dad in the house. He said, "You better show this picture on the next live stream, or I'm gonna beat you up." So I'm showing the picture. This is the Bodega Cat mug, the new joint, the fire that everybody likes. Literally sold 5 mugs the morning after I dropped it after that show. So. Definitely go get you a mug, man. I dropped all the prices on the shop. Everything is reasonable. Go check it out. But yeah, he just got his mug in the mail. And by the way, when you order from my shop, yeah, it's going to come to you, right? Anywhere between 5 to 14 days. Nothing after that. Anything after that, I don't know what to tell you. This is no China tariffs. This is an American company, all right? So when you order from shop.theobjectiveknicksfan.com, you're going to get your merch anywhere between 5 to 14 days. All right. So it's going to get to you. Let me try getting this next call. Hopefully I can get him. Let's see if he's still in the building. Keep the calls coming though. 646-995-8389. Voice your opinion. Let me know how you guys feel about Coach Tibbs and the Knicks versus Pistons series. See if the brother answers. Sorry I missed your call. If I do miss your call, I always call back. Because sometimes we rock and I don't want to interrupt. So if he wants to call back, he can. All right, call back. What number is that? 323. Call back. I think I know who this is. I think this is my man from the Organic Knicks show. For some reason, I think, well, no. call ID, but I recognize his name. Call back up, man. I'm curious to hear what you got to say, brother. And Trevor, I see you in the building, Trevor. Oh my God, I got my binoculars out for Trevor, man. Brooklyn, Queens, Brooklyn, man. Salute. Trevor, if you want, call up. You know, I do want to, Trev. I do want to talk to you because I think Coach Tibbs made some adjustments, brother. We got to talk. We got to have a heart-to-heart, Trevor. If you want to, no pressure. Knicks will be chance 25-26 says the Pistons purposely lost to the Bucks because they wanted to face the Knicks, and now they about to go home in 5 games. Home team is home team. They had school lunches like all of us. Okay. Oh, you proud of Toppin bowling? I didn't watch the last game, but Indiana has been putting in work. Is Indiana has a 3-0 lead now? Does Indiana has a 3-0 lead now? I knew that series is going to be tough. Hold on, I do got a call. Let me see who this is. I think this is my man, Yuri.
Hello?
Hello. Hey, Yuri, how's it going, man? I think I know your number by heart now, man.
What? What's up?
I think I know your number by heart now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What's going on, man?
No. Do we still got anyone in the call?
I was waiting for my man. I think my man from the Organic Nick show was calling up. I was trying to get him on the line. He called a couple of times. For some reason, I couldn't see the missed call. The calls that's coming in while I was on the line. But
well, I'm gonna keep it short.
Pacers are 2-1. Oh, Pacers 2-1. Okay.
Yeah,
oh, you know
Pacers
what?
are
Let me go on.
2-1.
Let me go into research mode real quick. I didn't watch no basketball tonight, guys. I was at a dance recital, man. I had to, when daddy do these calls, I had to be there to support my daughter, man. I ain't get a chance to watch no basketball.
At the end of the day, it's important.
Oh, that's a fact. But it was like 3 games on.
That Lakers in 5? Yeah, that just became a meme all of a sudden. It's Timberwolves in 5 now.
Oh, Timberwolves got the win. Holy cow. I got to watch this. I got like 3 games to watch. I got to see this Wolves game because it's like every game, it looks like a blowout.
I'm letting you know right now, for the Timberwolves game, Luka got exposed a lot on defense tonight.
Oh, he always gets exposed on defense. I mean, Luka's not a good defender. He did all right in the playoffs last year, but in the finals, you see that his defense was kind of weak.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Luka only has 17? Oh,
yeah, Luka didn't go well.
6 of 16? So let me guess, that's McDaniel's assignment?
I believe that was McDaniel's assignment, yes.
Wow, and McDaniel's had 30. If he gets 30, you lost. That's like Tobias Harris getting 30. You'll never see that. Wow, bro.
Yeah, you got to watch the game just to understand how it really went down.
I got to watch it, yeah. I got to watch it.
I heard Julius Randle did good along in that game. Anthony
Hold
Edwards
on.
good game as well.
I had it up there. Let me see. Randall had 22, 5 and 4. Okay. All right. Yeah, it looks good. He putting pressure on LeBron because LeBron got to guard him.
Overall, the NBA playoffs, if I had to say, so far it's looking dicey and chippy.
Yeah, tell me about it. I mean, listen, I'm telling you guys right now, I think it's going to be complete upsets. And don't be surprised if the Knicks is in the mix of that. Listen, we all think the Celtics is the best team. I see a world where they get bumped. If not by us, by somebody else.
Oh, yeah. Especially with Jason Tatum out.
That's what I'm saying, the health. I was saving that for future call-up shows. We will talk about that in the future. But this man, Joe Mazzulla, said he got a severe, whatever his injury is to whatever the part of his arm it is.
I talked about that with my neighbor today.
Severe.
I think he thinks the media is trying to hide what his actual injury is. I think he's got.
I actually looked it up. You saying they misdiagnosing? They not telling us the real diagnosis? Possibly.
I think they're trying to hide it because did he play today?
He did. No, he did play. He was killing in the first quarter. Cause I managed while I ain't gonna lie, guys. Don't judge me. I was watching a little bit of the first quarter in the recital, man. Come on, man. I gotta watch a little basketball while I'm watching little kids dance. So I did see a little bit of it. What I saw was He had 11 points in the first quarter. He finished with 36. He shot 10 of 22.
So the fact that he's playing injured and he's still putting up those numbers, so it's not as bad. But
We'll see.
We'll see how he is.
We'll see how he responds the next game because, yeah, he felt good. Adrenaline. They give him the shots, the little shots they give them.
He's going to be feeling that in the next game.
That's what I'm trying to say. By the next day, we see how he responds. And if he doesn't play the next game, you know what that is.
Oh, yeah. My neighbor thinks he's got a fractured wrist.
Ooh, and Drew Holiday has a hamstring. Oh, my God. Boston comes in slipping against the Knicks, y'all. I'm telling you right now, if they not 100% and the Knicks is 100%, the Knicks are 100%, boy.
If the Boston Celtics, you need to be 100% to beat the Boston Celtics. Period. You got it.
But they better be 100% too, because if they coming out there with no Holiday, because now you know what that means with no Holiday out there. Now you don't have a dude that's going to play the little matchup zone, guarding Towns, right, doing the little pesky little dirty work, switching off, doing all types of stuff. Now it becomes Al Horford is on the floor. Now Al Horford on the floor and KP. That's two weak links that you can attack. I'm putting KP in pick and roll all day. He's food in pick and roll. Al Horford is food anywhere besides the post.
I'm looking at that Boston Celtic and Magic series from now on, especially after the Magic won tonight. I said Magic would win in 6. Maybe I might be not wrong on that now.
I don't know, Yuri. That's I can't because they don't got they're also hurt. They don't got Suggs and the other Wagner brother.
I know.
So that's a tall task to ask. Who's even starting that point guard for the Magic? I don't even know who the hell is starting that point. I did watch the game, but I
gotta watch the game myself and see how it
hold
went.
on. Let's see who's the starting point guard for the Magic. That's bad if you can't say who's the starting point guard.
If you watch the game, there was a lot of questionable calls in that game.
Hold on, they got Corey Joseph is the starting point guard? Oh, they cooked out. Orlando ain't doing nothing, dude. Like, stop. They're not doing nothing. Corey Joseph is the starting point guard. It's not happening, bro.
Yo,
Corey Joseph, 6 points, 2 of 4 shooting. Go ahead.
All I'm gonna say is, like, especially when it comes to game, now we're actually almost heading into the second round. We're starting to get into that mud now.
Yeah.
And these next few games, not only just for the Knicks, but for other teams too, is going to determine who makes it into the second round. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to predict who's going to go into the second round. I want to see how the first round plays out with the Knicks. If you win game 4 on Sunday, that's the dagger right there.
It's over. It's over.
You break them mentally. You finish it off in 5.
I know I'm the objective Knicks fan, but I think the series is over now. But that's me being a little out there because it's not over technically.
If I'm being objective, I'm still saying Knicks in 6. I'm saying Knicks in 6.
So hold on. The Boston Celtics play. What's today? Today is the 26th. So they play on the 27th. Drew Holiday is out for the next game.
And we don't know what's his hammy, what level.
Hamstring strain. He's out. He's not playing the next game. You guys, y'all might laugh. Boston Celtics is not 100% coming up against the Knicks. That's our series right there, B. This is our time. Listen, I'm a hold on. I'm gonna look you guys in the eyes. Look at me in my eyes. Us as Knicks fans, we suffered a lot. A lot of us go back to the 70s. That's way before I wasn't even thought of, right? Some of us go back to the 80s. Still before my time, wasn't watching basketball in the 80s. Sorry. Some of us go back to the 90s. That's more my speed. Some of us goes into the 2000s, right? So here's the thing, right? Imagine if we're going into a series and Wilt Chamberlain is injured and missing games. Imagine if we go into a series and Michael Jordan is injured and missing games in the 90s. How different would our trajectory be at that point? Because now the dude that's been killing you, he's not 100%. He can't even go on some nights. That's what Boston Celtics is looking like. Jason Tatum hasn't missed a playoff game in his career. He missed his first playoff game, not this game, but the game before that game. If they can't manage that pain, because Joe Mazzulla said it was severe, I'm going to keep going back to that. I saw the report where they quoted Joe Mazzulla. He said that the injury is severe. If he can't manage that pain, bro,
that's tough.
Boy.
That's
Now
tough.
you're talking about a Drew Holiday. You don't know what type of Drew Holiday you're going to get with a hammy, right? And then now you expect Jason Tatum to
And
play
here's the
hurt.
thing too,
And
right?
Jaylen Brown, they told me he got hurt too.
And here's the thing too, right? All these players, right? You know when they miss days, the rust starts to shake up. I think I got a funny feeling that's why Deuce hasn't been himself as of late too. You know what I mean? Deuce, if you look at that Knicks series, he only hit 1 3. But when you're not seeing your shot falling after you're coming back from an injury, it's harder. It takes time and a few touches to get your rhythm back.
By the way, FS Wisdom, salute to you, man. Thanks for telling me about the mug. But hey, brother, hey, FS Wisdom, I see you. Oh, we going all the way. Hey, yo, I'm not sure if you listen, brother. I mean, I'm riding with you. We could go. Listen, you get past the Celtics, the world is yours. And why is my light on some purple? Hold on. Why is my LED light? This is not a LA Lakers show. How in the hell my light get purple? You gotta tell me that my lights is
trying to tell you something.
Yeah, what's going on? This ain't no LA Laker, nothing, dude. They be
Okay.
man, be blue all day, baby.
Now I want to
Blue
talk
all
about
day.
Game 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Pistons were talking a lot of crap, bro. So, Tobias, who's soft now? Who's
That's
soft?
what I want to know.
Who's soft now, Tobias? We went into your home court. You tied the game in game 2. We went into your home court, my man. And you want to call the Knicks soft? No. See, that's where you messed up. Not only did you peed off Jalen Brunson, you peed off OG Anunoby, you peed off
Facts.
Mikal Bridges. And Mikal Bridges actually got questioned a lot about his softness. And we saw Mikal Bridges chirping it up with the Detroit bench.
Yes.
We saw Cap push Paul Reed.
Facts.
We saw Jalen get into it with Cade Cunningham.
Facts.
And I didn't see a Knicks team that was soft.
Never happened.
I saw a team that had a double-digit lead throughout the entire quarters, throughout the entire first, second, and fourth quarter. Third quarter, they got the lead taken away with 4, and they held it for 4 minutes. But it was straight domination that game 3.
Straight domination, man. So imagine, and then also to add to what you're saying, what's his name? I can always say Pascal Stewart. I'm always wilding with that. But Isaiah Stewart, Mitchell Robinson turns him into a choir boy. Every time Isaiah Stewart comes in, boom, Mitch get in there.
And I do think Isaiah Stewart's going to be back. I don't know what kind of injury he got, though.
Let him come back. That's great. I don't want Paul Reed on the floor. I don't want no veterans on the floor. Play all the young boys, please. If you're a veteran, stay on the bench.
Paul Reed's been
That's just how I feel.
Paul Reed's been killing it.
I said it. I said Paul Reed. Hold on, before my laptop dies. Paul Reed, I said that I put in this. I'm not sure if you remember. I said, hey, look, I'm not scared of anything, but I'm a little concerned about Paul Reed playing, bro. He doesn't like us, right? He does not like us. And he has experience. He's a veteran. Like guys like that, you want to avoid. You want to play against the young guys.
Mitch is not himself. The guy just got back. He legit just got back. His conditioning's probably not there yet. I get it. The fact that he's even playing right now is a miracle, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it's what it is this. Tibbs is playing the starters. That's just what I'm sorry, guy. I know you guys want to see the bench. Tibbs is playing the starters. This is the playoffs. You go home, win or go home. We don't got time to rest and see what things is. I'm going with the best starting 5 in basketball. Oops, did I say it? Yes, I said it. I'm going with those guys. And if I need to make adjustments and tweaks, I'll tweak it and I'll put Mitch out there for a little bit. But yeah, campaign. We don't need to see more than 8 minutes of campaign. We don't see the need. Shamit, dude.
Shaman
If I was
disappointed me.
coach, Shamit is not out there. Precious and Precious. I'm putting size on the floor all the time. That's just me. But
And it looks
yeah,
like David Bickerstaff has not had an answer for that double big lineup.
there's no answer. The answer doesn't exist right now. Maybe 2-3 years from now he'll get it, but right now, no, there's no answer.
This is the Knicks series to lose right now. It really is at this point.
Nah, facts.
If they manage to lose this series, this is going to be the Knicks series to lose. I'll say it. I'll go on call and say it.
I agree.
You lose this series,
FS Wisdom, the answer is a time machine. Facts.
honestly.
Facts, FS Wisdom. That's what Wisdom dropping some facts in the chat.
That this team has been on, right?
Divine intervention. Go ahead.
If you look at the journey this team's been on, right, and I'm going to end it off with this before I bounce, it's been a
Go ahead.
up and down journey. This team wasn't fully healthy, right? You didn't have Mitch. You know, OG got injured at that Laker game.
Right.
Jalen
Facts.
had an ankle sprain. Cat, we really weren't playing our best basketball throughout the whole year.
Nope.
And it's been a thing where, like, I've said it before and I'm still going to keep saying it. I believe this is a growing pain season. You know, there's going to be times when we don't even look up like we're against the elite teams. When it's a season show, we're 0-8. Fine, whatever. Pop a bottle if you want to celebrate that. If you're another team.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't care if we ended up becoming winless in the regular season. You know what I mean? It's whatever.
Exactly. Regular season is the key.
But I will say though, this team needs a bench. This team needs a bench.
Yeah, that's there for sure. Next year, for sure.
This team
Guaranteed.
this team needs a bench. You're not going to win a championship without a bench. You're not going to. As much as I would love to win a chip this year, you're not going to win a chip without a bench at all. The bench needs to be upgraded. The fact that Deuce hasn't been performing well, me and a friend of mine talked about this, Evan, Korean. Me and my friend talks about this. I wouldn't be surprised if Deuce gets shipped out in the offseason.
For who?
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know.
I mean, like, to me, it doesn't make sense to trade Deuce unless like he's a part of a like his. I know this probably won't happen, but if you was to get Jokic, and you say, "All right, I need to match. I need another like $4 million to add to in salary to that deal." Deuce, you got to go.
Hypothetical, right? This is hypothetical, obviously, right? Because there's talks about Jokic. This is a rumor right now, and I think it's smoke and mirrors. There's rumors that Jokic might actually be trading for Karl Anthony Towns.
That's the only way I do it.
That's the only way you got to do it.
That's the only way. And Deuce too. Buy Deuce. You got to get up in there because his $4 million will make the trade work. That's the only way I'm trading Deuce.
Which sucks too, because we just got Cat, and I don't want to trade Cat. But it's a rumor right now, and I
don't want to do it either. But if you get in Jokic though, Yuri, come on. Like that's Jokic. Like that, come on, dude. Like that Jokic. Like I don't know how many times you want me to say it. That we don't want to trade Cat, right? I'm not saying trade him. You see, I got the bodega mugs up there. I'm not saying to trade Cat. Relax. But if Jokic becomes available, you know, this is what we need. You got to pull the trigger. And honestly, I'm waiting to the end of the playoffs because I got some content I want to do, but I don't want to put it out there prematurely because the Knicks could win the championship. You know, even though he made a good point. You need a bench, and the bench is not the greatest, but at the end of the day, the Knicks could still win the championship. So there's a lot that can happen between now and then. So I'll wait. I'm patient, man.
I'm patient. Listen, I didn't expect the Knicks to win a chip this year once they had to give up their core. Once once I saw the Cat trade and the Mikel trade, I was like, yeah, no, we're not gonna have a bench this season. So that's when I was like, okay, yeah, this is year one of this team, and they're gonna be adding pieces as time goes on. The core is gonna stay the same.
Yeah.
The core will stay the same, I feel like, next season.
What do you think about Bridges, though? You think Bridges might be on the move if he doesn't live up to certain expectations and he's demanding maybe a certain salary? Do you think that they'll
I don't
ship?
want to get into that yet because that's
Okay.
that's premature. That is completely premature. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah, because he has another year too. And so you got the whole year. So let's say Mikel doesn't want to sign, right? Or you can't agree to a deal. You could trade him at the deadline. You don't have to trade him in the summer.
If Mikel
Like I'm just
doesn't
saying, if it
wanna-
gets to that point.
If it gets to that point, this is how Leon operates. You know what I mean? That's how Leon operates. If you're not going to
Right.
sign with him, you know what I mean? He's trying to stay under the first apron. You know what I mean? He's trying
Right.
to stay with that second apron. If Bridges doesn't sign with the Knicks, which I highly doubt that's not going to happen, right? Then you got to trade him. You got to.
Yeah,
Why not?
you got to
You
because them
got-
5 picks, right? Like
I hate
you
that
got to
word
get
so
something.
much. I hate that word so much.
No. You know I don't care about the picks, but I'm saying that because you traded 5 picks,
You're
you
going to have
have
to
to.
ask for a big package in return.
Right, you got to get something for him. Only because of that. Only because of that.
So
But we're not there yet.
we're not there yet. I would like to not answer the Mikel Bridges question. I am
Okay.
going to predict it, though. I am going to predict that Mikel takes a pay cut to stay with the Knicks, even if he doesn't perform in the playoffs as high
Okay.
expectations. I think that's fair for me to
I can
say.
see it, especially if we're talking about this NBA recession. I know Fritz downplayed it. He said he don't think it's a recession.
Oh, it's a
That's going to
recession.
be there.
Trust me.
But
It's a
it definitely is a recession when you have teams becoming. I can't remember. I can't tell you off the top of the head how many teams are going to be second apron teams next season, but there's going to be quite a few that will be second apron. I think Minnesota has the potential to come off, but you never know. I mean, if Minnesota wins the championship, they might
stay a
decide to
second
say, they might want to stay because they don't want to break up that unit, and then you try to do it again. But if they get bumped in the first round, or probably even the second round, Randall's probably more than likely out of there. They probably don't offer him, to come back because they're trying to.
Randall back. That's what
I don't know. I don't know because we ain't got the bread. Unless you're willing to come off somebody in your starting lineup. And it probably won't be Mikel. It probably won't be Mikel because he don't make enough.
It's probably going to be Hart. Probably.
He don't make enough either. It would have to be probably OG. I mean, it depends on how much you want to pay Randall. So that's a whole nother topic too. How much is Randall worth?
And Randall wants his money. We all know that.
And who's gonna give it to him? See? NBA recession. Who gonna get? Is it gonna be the Brooklyn Nets? We don't know.
This is why I'm glad the Knicks got their core as soon as possible.
Ooh, I just thought about something, Yuri.
Mm.
A team that could do it, depending on how they move salary, is the Pistons. The Pistons might could get Julius Randle. And that would actually be the perfect spot for Julius Randle.
Yeah, John
Detroit
Julius,
Pistons.
their culture.
He would fit in perfectly with the Pistons. Now, I'll tell you this.
He doesn't fit in with Minnesota, bro. He doesn't.
Not Minnesota, but the Pistons, I'm telling you right now, if Julius Randle goes to the Pistons next year, I don't want to see them in the playoffs.
That's bully
No,
ball.
sir.
That's bully
I don't want to see Julius Randle in the
You
playoffs,
think
bro.
the Pistons are on bully ball now? Trust me.
They
They're
get Julius Randle? Forget about it, bro. Tobias
wanna
Harris,
talk
yeah, you get up out of here. Bye, Tobias. We're going to trade you a little $25 million. Get you up out of here. We got a real power forward.
And here's the thing, too. Give credit to JP Bickerstaff. He turned that whole team around. He
Facts.
bought into that philosophy of being physical and gritty.
Mm-hmm. Get a dude like Julius Randle. Watch them elevate They might be a top 4 team with Julius Randle next year. You know what, HR the Great? You're right. Damn, don't say that. Because I said the same. You know what? I said the same thing about Hartenstein, like mid-season, like in the 2024 season. I said, yo, you know, the one team that could use Hartenstein is OKC. And they got Hartenstein, and now look at them. Damn, I have a tendency of doing that, HR the Great. I got to stop. Giving these teams ideas. Oh, Randle on Detroit. Let's bring them in. Because they could do it. They could actually move the salary to get it done. You know? They're the only other team with the ability to do that. Mostly all other teams, they're all tapped out. Off rip. You know, unless they're willing to, you know, part ways and, you know, trade some expiring contracts, things of that nature. But I'm talking about just outright just being able to sign somebody. Only the Nets really could do that. So Detroit probably still would have to make moves happen to bring in Randle. But it could be done. It's not impossible. I'll put it up on the screen.
Now, I know there's been a question that if Dante DiVincenzo comes back to the Knicks, I can't see it. No way. I can't see Dante coming back. I can't see it.
Hold on. There is a way. Oh, I lost my headphones. Oh, God. Keep losing my headphones. I can hear you now, Yuri. But
I can't see Dante coming back. Cannot see it.
There is a way. Let me tell you the way. The way is Mikal Bridges. If you trade Mikal,
I'm not trading.
I'm just giving you a way to get him back. It sounds crazy, but that would be the way to get him back. Would be to come off Mikal, and then you probably also get a Nickel Alexander Walker or somebody like that. You probably could get another dude in their system.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want.
I'm not doing it, but
I'm not doing
you know,
I think it's disgusting.
if you want Dante back, that's what it's gonna cost.
No way. I know Mikal had an up and down season this year, but I think he did okay as a fourth option.
Ooh, hold on. I got another way. You know how it could be done?
How?
You trade Mitch.
Oh, great.
They might do it. For Mitch, they'll do it because they're going to lose Randle, and now they got their big man off the bench.
Oh, so that way you do a trade. You do a give and go.
Mm-hmm. That'll be another way you could get it done. Not saying it's going to happen. I'm just, giving you ways to get Dante back.
You think Leon Rose is not going to be held as a king? Trust me. Leon Rose is going to be held as a king.
My only problem is like trading Mitch right now. It's like you see what the double big lineup Mike could do. So I would want to see that next year, to be honest.
I would. I think Tibbs would make that his starting lineup, to tell you the truth, more than anything.
Possibly. Hey, see, you got the whole summer to work on it. See, that's the thing. Like, people don't understand. They don't value the summer.
Healthy, finally.
They got the team healthy and the summer to really work this out. Like, okay, this is what we're gonna do.
This is why
so
I'm not upset if this is the year. This is why you finally got the whole team full. You were third in the East. I want the fans to realize something.
Third in the East.
You were third in the East without Mitch.
Mitch.
I think that speaks volumes. Yes, we didn't do well against the elite teams this year, but I want to see this team run it back with Mitch this time.
Right, and that's what we need to see, especially because, come on, Leon can't continuously do the cliffhangers with us because we never got to see what the four Noble Boys would be. We never got to see what last year's team would be with Randle. And remember, they went on that run, the 12-run run.
Run it back last year.
Right, so you can't do that again. You gotta allow us to at least see, the best starting lineup in basketball. Maybe you tweak it, you put Mitch out there. I want to see it again.
I think your bench next year, if I'm being a betting man, right? Your bench is going to be Mitch. I think Campaign, Landry Shamet, and Precious Walk. Maybe not Precious because of the recession.
See, that's the thing. But remember, I got that Precious Achura story. Remember, I got that story. That dude was a serious. Like, this guy wasn't no little peon that looks like somebody that caps. No, this guy was a serious dude. Like I said, driving a Porsche. No reason to lie to me to act. You're already driving a nice car and got on a nice watch. I don't even know what type of watch it was, but he already had the status that men would want in those conversations. There's no reason to add, oh, I had dinner with Precious. There's no reason to add that at that point. Especially he doesn't know me. We just was having a casual conversation. But real quickly, I do got the Detroit salary cap up there. Wrong, guys. They're not gonna be able to get Randall. They're minus 30 million over the cap. They ain't got no cap space, bro. At all. I thought they could finagle contracts. Everybody pretty much is locked up besides Tim Hardaway Jr. and Dennis Schroeder. So they got their own free agents to bring back. Malik Beasley. I don't know if they're gonna bring all these dudes back, but they're $180 million. You know, well, that's what the Alec. Hold on, let me get the right number. So the right number would be. Let me see. Well, it's counting. Okay. No, I'm wrong. I take it back because I'm looking at. Let me show you what I'm looking at, guys. All right, you see the total allocations right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's counting this. The cap holds. See these cap holds? 24 million, 16 million. That's what this 185. These dudes are technically not signed. What happens is Detroit has their rights. So when you own these guys' rights, they count it towards the salary cap, but it really doesn't count towards the salary cap because you really have, this is what they really are spending right here, this 127. So technically, they could free up money to bring in Randall. Like if Randall's willing to come in for like that first year, $30 million, how much space they got? Yeah. So if Randall was to come in for this number right here, you see this minus 30? That would be Randall's starting salary.
Another thing is too, right?
They could make it happen. So yeah, they could do it.
Another thing too is, right? With another thing too is we got PJ Tucker on the team too. Many people are downplaying that signing. I like this signing personally. You got a guy who's going to unite the people in the locker room. You know, and I want to talk about something before the Pistons series even started. Alan Hahn brought up a good point about PJ Tucker. And I'm going to tell you why it's going to be important for the Knicks going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Hahn said, and yes, you can repeat this and clip it, whatever you want to do. I came here to this team like I was on a Bucks. People weren't talking. JB's not a talker. Mikel's not a talker. I'm talking with the guys. I'm telling them what they're going to do. I'm telling them what they need to do. If I got to be the voice in the locker room to get them going to talk and make that chemistry build, I'll do it. Because they need to hear it. I don't care if I'm not on the court. I'm going to guide them. Sometimes when you have a team like this with Cat, with OG, with Mikel, JB, that sometimes their egos can get a little out of control in that locker room. Yes, I did have some seriously serious moments when I was talking about this with Mike.
Okay.
You can tell there's no egos on that team, right? But it's always good to have that vet in that locker room. Keep the guys grounded.
Okay, right.
I think that was the reason why we saw Josh Hart shooting threes again in that regular season. And he said PJ Tucker was cheering me on shooting the threes. Is Josh Hart not shooting threes now? Yeah, leave that. We can rant about that any day of the week. But what the point I'm trying to make about PJ Tucker is sometimes you need veteran leadership to get a team over a hump.
No, that's facts. Fact. And it's the subtle things that he's doing. I agree. PJ he's bringing a lot to the table. By the way, guys, 646-995-8389 if you want to have a conversation.
I'm going to take my call off.
Okay.
Have a good night, everyone.
Salute, Yuri. I appreciate you, man. That was Yuri, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server channel member, and he's definitely one of the frequent regulars on the call-up show. We do appreciate you, Yuri, and your time. HR the Great, man, is scary, man. You can see him in that uniform, right? That is the move. If I'm Julius Randle, I'm going to the Pistons. They got $30 million for him right then and there. Now, will they be willing to pay it? I don't know. But they could honestly move off Tobias Harris too, though. Like if they really wanted to, they could move off Tobias. Because let me just pull it up. I think he only has a 1-year deal. Yeah, you'll find. Matter of fact, if I'm Detroit, I'm gonna move off of Tobias, right? Trade him to some other team. You can take back exception money. I mean, sky's the limit for Detroit. You could help out another team. Maybe he could go to a Utah. I'm sorry, Tobias. I know he's from New York. I shouldn't be like that, man. Salute to Tobias Harris. He's from New York. That's the only reason I'm giving the New York City salute. But Pistons can make this joint happen, bro. For real. I know they got Isaiah Stewart with the $15 million, but dude, you gonna be a backup, bro. You gonna be backing up Randall. Yeah, Pistons could be scary next year, bro. Good thing we got them this year and we're gonna beat them. And also like the Pistons, right? Some people feel like we're struggling against the Pistons. And to me, a struggle is a 7-game series. I think it's too premature to say. And by the way, before I continue with that thought, On Dios, I see you in the building. Knicks fans, you loving the content. Make sure you get that like button for sure. Salute to the Superman still in the building. And go check out On Dios on IG. He has great content. I do appreciate that, On Dios. But the Pistons, like when we say we're struggling with the Pistons, to me that's a 7-game series, not even a 6-game series. If you go to 7 games, that's a struggle. You got to go to your home building to close out a team that's, to me, just inferior to you. So I think this is premature to say that we're struggling against the Sixers. Against the Sixers. Oh God, against the Pistons. Against the Pistons. I think it's premature to say that. I think that even if all the games are close, we've seen sweeps where, matter of fact, the Lakers. Remember when the Lakers lost to Denver that year? I'm not sure if it was a sweep of the 5 games year. One of those years, every game was close, but they were losing every game. Is that a struggle? How is it a struggle? You beat a team in 4 or 5 games. I don't see it. HR Wisdom said Hart and Mitch. Hart and Mitch. Was that, what trade was that? That was for, can't remember who that was for. But it would be Deuce and Mitch for no, it would, what did I say? Are we talking about Dante? Dante would be Bridges and you get back pieces for them, or you trade Mitch. I'm not sure with Dante. HR New Great, what do you mean Hart and Mitch? I missed that. By the way, last call for calls. 646-995-8389. Definitely SS Wisdom. I think Dusty infiltrated. He's been ducking the call-up show, by the way, guys. Ever since he lost the bet to me, Dusty doesn't call up the call-up show no more. I'm not sure he's feeling upset. But hey, I lost my bet. He lost his bet. That's just what life is sometimes. We just lose our bets. For sure. But I definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you still last call for calls. I do want to before I head out and before I get another call in the middle, I do want to share with you guys about the channel membership, because I said, how to get access to the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. So definitely it's a place for channel members that want to have, good conversation about, sports. We don't only just have Knicks chats. We talk about all the sports. We would talk about the draft and Shedeur Sanders and why didn't the Giants draft them and things of that nature. We got boxing chat, UFC chat, all the sports. We talk about all the sports, anything that's trending or going on. We even was talking about the whole Shannon Sharp thing. So, it's a good place. And the best thing about the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server is a bunch of level-headed people. So it's not a free-for-all. Anybody could just go into the Discord. Nope, we're not doing that. The Discord server is a quality place to have good conversation. We talk a lot during the games as well. That's when I would give my little, criteria, critiques, +4 on the glass, things of that nature. So definitely get up inside there. And when you join the channel, you get access to it. That's one of the things that you get no matter what. We got 2 packages. I'm only going to talk about the starter Knicks fans. This is what happens when you join the channel, guys. One, you get, of course, the cool little badges, which shows how long you've been. I just figured out what these color codes mean. Basically, the different colors have different durations, how long you've been with the channel. Also, we got the members only live chats, live shows. This Sunday, by the way, guys, I will be doing another Parlay Builders Sunday morning. So make sure you guys are in the building. We're going to try to hit some picks. I missed out on game 3. We would have hit game 3 big because I was going to take Towns, not rebounds. I was going to take him threes, and I was going to take him points. I was going to take Brunson 25, and I was going to take, I can't remember, but this Sunday, we're going to do parlays. Again, we're going to try to make some money. One time we hit with Aaron Judge on a home run. Crimes Dad, if you're listening, I know you remember that. You said he said Aaron Judge for the home run. By the way, we're going to be doing the Parlay Sundays this Sunday. That's a members only show. Sometimes I do the after midnight streams. I make that members only. But there's a lot of members only content you're going to get on this channel. So that's one thing you want to get when you subscribe. This is not one of those you pay $4.99 and you don't get nothing. No, you pay for the $99, you're going to get content and things of that nature. Now, and that, of course, that includes the photos and the status updates. Like I put up a little extended clip of the live, the watch party that we did. I put that up just for members only. Great time, by the way. Salute to J-Tap who flew out to watch the game with us. Also, members get shouted out, of course. And also, if you like the merch that you see on the screen, members get a discount on the merch. So that's what you get when you join the channel. Just wanted to share that so you guys know how you can get access inside of the Discord server. But listen, guys, look. Final call for calls. No man left behind if you want to call up. If you want to call up, this is the final call for calls. But I do got to give a big salute to HRM the Great, FS Wisdom. Oh, HRM the Great, when you get your shirt, if you want to, you can send me a picture of it. I'll share it up on the stream like I did Crimes Dad. Damn, I had like 4 other pictures I wanted to share, people getting their merch. I forgot to share it, but I did share Crimes Dad. So yeah, on the next show, I'll show all you guys, sharing your merch. But I do want to give a big time salute to all the channel members, the mods for sure. On Dios, the super mod, HRM the Great. FS Wisdom, of course, Yuri, always calling, Keith Watkins. Great to see Keith Watkins back. I'm glad that you're in better health. Oh, and also, how could I forget my man Ron from Still Knicks Fans? Definitely go check out Still Knicks Fans. That's a family channel. We rock out together. I'm glad that he called in because I know he always has the show early on Saturdays. Salute the outspoken introvert. Keith Watkins, Trevor in the cut. Trevor, you know what Trevor's waiting for? Trevor's waiting for us to lose so he could come and get Coach Tibbs. I ain't mad at you, Trevor. Of course, Knicks will be champs 25-26. Super mod, channel member. This dude is, let me tell you something. He makes you think inside the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. Salute the Knicks will be champs. Of course, HRM the Great, size 9 in the building, JJP NYC. I think he's also in the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. Size 9 always coming through with the interesting commentary. And all the calls. My man Mike from PA, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. Keith also called. Fritz from the NBA Economy Show. Salute to him. Right? Who else called up? Said my man Mike. Yuri, of course, called up. Salute to everybody who called up. And sorry to the guys who I missed your call. Definitely feel free to call back. But that's all I got for you guys tonight, man. So until next time, let's go Knicks.